The spiritual center of the Notre Dame campus, the grotto with its hundreds of lights of hope and remembrance. And the team mass this morning, and after the traditional walk through campus by the entire Notre Dame team. Coach Bob Davie and his coaching staff seeking a victory to end a string of 3 tough losses. And it's a total game day experience here at Notre Dame. Spiritual, social, and now the physical. The pads are on. The stadium sold out. Another major opponent, Oklahoma, to provide this Saturday football test. And on a drizzly, cool day in South Bend. Hello, everyone. Dick Enberg with Pat Hayden. Oklahoma football. You think of Bud Wilkinson and the split tee and the wishbone of Barry Switzer, from Billy Vessels to Billy Sims. And now they're throwing the ball almost every play. It'd be like you showing up with an earring in your nose.
My mother would really be disappointed, Dick. You know, out with the wishbone, but in with that high-powered pass offense that Louisville ran last year with Tim Couch. And Josh Heupel is the guy pulling the trigger. What an amazing 3 games he has had. The junior college transfer throws all kinds of the passes. Here's the nice touch pass over the top, completing 71% of his passes, 1,200 yards, 13 touchdowns, 16 different receivers. And it's not just a dink and dunk. They throw the ball downfield. A lot of big plays out of this offense, Dick. And the numbers have been phenomenal their first 3 games. Number 1 in a lot of different offensive categories, in passing, in total offense. Most importantly, 44 points a game. And Dick, I think this is a tough matchup for Notre Dame's defense, but they throw the ball 47 times a game. I believe Notre Dame needs 3 turnovers out of their defense today to win this ballgame.
Well, Oklahoma with that powerhouse offense, number 23 in the nation. And speaking of turnovers, Bob Davie very concerned about that. And with 2 weeks to prepare, he spent 1 week on fundamentals. The Achilles heel of this Notre Dame team, that right-hand column, giving up the ball. 8 fumbles lost, more than all of last year, and already 6 interceptions. And they're a -6 in the turnover ratio, and many of those mistakes have occurred when they've been going in to score.
Yeah, you are 3 of their last ball game, and Bob Davie feels they've really killed themselves with the turnovers. So 3 things I think they have to do today. Certainly protect the football. Secondly, they've got to get the running game going. They're depending too much upon the pass. And then thirdly, against a team like Oklahoma, you have to control the clock.
And for Oklahoma, the Sooners are wondering, how good are we? They've beaten Indiana State and Baylor and Louisville. Do they have Notre Dame's number today? We're soon to find out. Will the Irish be able to break that 3-game losing streak, or will it be Oklahoma, the Sooners, 4-0, the opening kickoff coming up. Welcome back to Notre Dame. The Irish hungry for a victory on this cool, damp day in South Bend. Let's go down to the field, and Paul Sunderland.
All right, Dick, thank you very much. First of all, for the weather, a light rain has been falling all morning long, but should not be a problem. When this fine old stadium was reconfigured and expanded a couple of years ago, new drainage put in, shouldn't be a problem. It's supposed to get a little bit lighter as the day goes on. Now, what is a problem is the health and performance of senior quarterback and captain for the Irish, Jarius Jackson. Through 6 interceptions all of last year, already has been picked 6 times this year. During the last 3 games, usually noted for his strong running, has managed only a -1 yard. A lot of that problem is because of a very severely sprained right big toe that he suffered 4 weeks ago against Michigan. He has a steel plate in his toe to protect that, but if the Irish offense should stall against Oklahoma, which they know could put points on the board, Arnez Battle may well come off the bench earlier than expected for Notre Dame. Back to you up in the booth.
All right, Paul, good to have you with us. Bob Davie, we'll see his offense first. Oklahoma won the toss, had deferred, and the Irish to receive as Tim Duncan, the sophomore from Clinton, Oklahoma, tees it up for Bob Stoops' team. Stoops, 39, assistant coach at the University of Florida, hired this year and off to a great start, 3-0. The Irish, with a bye week since 1984, have come back with some fury, winning 15 and losing only twice. How about today? We'll soon learn. Deep to return, David Gibbons and Terrence Howard for the Irish at the goal line. And the left-footed Duncan puts it in play. Hits it deep to Howard, 2 yards into his own end zone. Out he comes to the 20 and to the 24-yard line. Tripped up by Seth Luttrell, the starting fullback. Here come the Irish offensively. Now let's take a look at the lineups. Brought to you by Principal Financial Group. The young, inexperienced line hoping to find chemistry soon. Black, Jones, Morandi, Gandy, and Teasdale. Jarius Jackson, the fifth-year senior. Tony Fisher, the sophomore tailback. Tom Lipinski, the sophomore, starts at fullback today. Rakai Nelson leads the Irish with 19 catches. Bobby Brown, the senior, on the other side. Jabari Holloway, the tight end. From the Irish 24. Both receivers to the right. And Fisher, big hole, 30, into the clear, 40. He's at the Oklahoma 40 and out of bounds at the 21-yard line. What an opening play, the longest run of the year.
And Dick, Notre Dame has struggled running the ball consistently this year. It is a statement game for their offensive line, an unbalanced line. The tight end shifted over to the right. You got an extra blocker over there. A huge hole. They caught Oklahoma on an inside stunt. And then the tremendous speed of Tony Fisher. I mean, this is exactly what they wanted to do to begin the game in terms of running the football, establish a run, and having a counterpunch to Jarius Jackson.
55 yards for Fisher. And a first down at the Sooner 21-yard line. Fisher again, up the middle, breaking tackles. He's to the 10-yard line, and another Irish first down. William Barty and Rodney Rideau, the two safety men for Oklahoma, to make the tackle.
We talked about the offensive line, a statement type of game for them, and met with Jim Jones, one of the offensive linemen, yesterday, and said, hey, offensive linemen love to start a ball game when you're actually running the ball. When you can drive defenders back, it really sets a pace and tells your defense exactly what you're going to do all day.
Ball just inside the 10, first and goal, and this time Fisher runs into three white shirts and is dropped for a loss. And you'll hear some cheers on the Oklahoma side. Well more than 6,000 fans in the Crimson and Cream of Oklahoma here to cheer on their Oklahoma football team. Here's the defense for Oklahoma. Cornelius Burton, Ryan Fisher, Barry Holloman, Corey Callens, who made that last tackle. It's Moore, Marshall, and Kalmus. Kalmus, the sophomore, loves the blitz. Mike Woods, one of the top defensive backs in the country. Pee Wee Woods, not related. At the other corner, Barty and Rideau are the safeties. Second and goal from the 13. Givens in motion, the option, and the toss to Fisher. Gets a block and is bumped out of bounds. Short gain at the 10-yard line. Torrance Marshall and Rocky Kalmus to make the tackle. Kalmus, the sophomore from Tulsa. And looks to be Tony Fisher slow getting up.
Another option play that time by Notre Dame, and you know, Dick, we've seen them run the option a lot this year. There just doesn't seem to be the timing, the right timing on those pitches. They've suffered some poor pitches. This one was actually right to Tony Fisher. Lead block by Lipinski. I think it was a really
big hit by Torrance Marshall.
Yeah. And they call him Tornado for it's his nickname for a very good reason.
So Fisher slow getting up. And Tony Driver expected to come in his spot.
That's a clean shot. That's not a late hit out of bounds. The guy Fisher was still in bounds. He certainly took the initial hit from Torrance Marshall.
And Barty finishing him off. So Tony Fisher, who starts the game with a 55-yard gallop and then follows it with 11 yards. And then on first and goal, the Irish denied. It's now third and goal. The ball just inside the 10-yard line.
And Dick, you mentioned this is where in their last game against Michigan State, Notre Dame really, didn't punch it in. They had 3 turnovers in scoring territory, and Jarius Jackson has to be aware of the situation. Take your chance if you have it, but don't force it. Don't take a sack. No turnovers.
Terrence Howard is in for Fisher. He joins Lipinski with Jarius Jackson out of the shotgun. Scrambling. Flags down. Jackson toward the end zone. He does not get in.
Yes,
was he down? They're calling it a touchdown. Then he leaned forward. It's called a touchdown, but there is a flag down at the 6-yard line. And a very critical call early.
Holding on the defense.
So Jarius Jackson, with that long right arm, able to just hit the goal line for the touchdown.
Yeah, you know, we've said about Jarius Jackson, you don't need to block everybody all the time for him to make something good happen. I mean, he is a dynamic and strong runner. You know, the issue is that his knee was down, had that ball cross the plane, Dick. I'm not so sure.
If you're an Oklahoma fan,
Yeah.
you might think that ball's down on the 1 yard line.
We'll have another look at it. You know, when his knee goes down where the ball is, right knee's down. I'm not so sure he crossed the end zone there.
All he has to do is the front end of the ball hit the line,
Yep.
and it's a touchdown.
Well,
but he,
all I have to say, the very front part of that white line doesn't have to actually cross the line. The very front part of the paint
Yes,
that begins the end zone.
And an injured player and a key defensive player for Oklahoma, Rocky Kalmus, the sophomore from Tulsa Jenks High School. He is their leading tackler in the season. And as you've seen graphically, Oklahoma giving up its first points in the opening quarter of this 1999 season, and that's not a pleasant sight.
Yeah, you can't lose too many guys named Rocky and you know, hold up on defense.
You like teams, though, with Rocky and Bubba. don't
Rocky
you?
and Bubba's. That's the Bubba index. The more Bubbas you have, the better.
So Notre Dame not only with an early lead, but they see a top defender for Oklahoma helped off the field as Jim Sanson in to try the extra point. Sanson, not a real good snap, able to knock it through. 76 yards in 5 plays. Jarius Jackson capping it with a 10-yard scramble. It took the Irish only a minute and 43 seconds to score. Notre Dame 7, Oklahoma about to get the kickoff.
Notre Dame football is brought to you by Agilent Technologies, dreams made real. By Oldsmobile and your local Oldsmobile dealers. And by American General Financial Group. Live the life you've imagined.
Well, the Irish fans are eager to celebrate, and they get a quick score, 7-0, with less than 2 minutes gone in this opening quarter. Now Sanson to kick it off. Oklahoma, and that high-powered offense. There's Josh Heupel, their quarterback. Went to Weber State and then transferred to Snow Junior College in Utah. Sanson's kick is short. And taken by Brandon Daniels, who was a quarterback last year, and he has some running room at the 30, the 40. He's got blockers, and Daniels is going to go all the way for a touchdown. Oh, my.
I knew you were going to say, oh, my. It deserved it. What a start.
An 89-yard answer for Oklahoma from senior Brandon Daniels.
And Brandon Daniels, as Bob Davie can't believe it. Brandon Daniels was their option quarterback last year, started the season as their wishbone quarterback. But this thing was wide open from the very get-go. It was well designed. There's a big gap on that left side. And Brandon Daniels may not be their fastest guy, but their best all-around athlete. Goes 89 yards to the score.
And the extra point, knuckles through, and with exactly 2 minutes gone in the game, it's already 7-7. What blocking by Daniels. Did he have a big scene?
Yeah, great special teams. You know, special teams play 25% of the game, Dick, and they can win you 2 ball games a year. But there's going to be a big hole over on this side. Yeah, key block there. Another one there. I mean, and then Sanson, you know, you just generally you got to be able to outrun the kicker. And Brandon Daniels, 89 yards, ties the game. Wow.
Daniels, who started last season as the quarterback, finally mid-season, shifted to wide receiver at Ada High School in Oklahoma, 3-time state champions. He has 11 catches this year to tie for the lead, and there's his freshman. He's a wide receiver, and then they make a defensive back. He's an obviously a talented athletic player. Then quarterback last year, now receiver again. And a kick returner you could add to that graphic.
You know, he's their most talented receiver, and they've got some talented ones. 8 catches a week ago.
So Tim Duncan will kick it off for Oklahoma with 13 minutes left in this opening quarter. And when you're on the road and you give up a touchdown as quickly as Oklahoma did, and then you answer like that, that has to really lift this Sooner team. Already leading the nation in scoring through 3. Down to David Givens, and Givens twists across the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. Let's go to Paul Sunderland.
Well, Dick, down on the sidelines as Notre Dame goes back to take possession of the football. Good news for their fans. Tony Fisher, outstanding tailback, dinged his right knee, has been checked thoroughly. He will be available to come back in the football game. For Oklahoma, Rocky Kalmus, their outstanding linebacker, has a bruised right knee. They don't think it's anything very severe, but they're going to make him do some agility drills on the sidelines, and hopefully he'll be able to get back in the game. So good news on both sides.
All right, Paul. And in fact, Tony Fisher is in there now.
And so is Kalmus.
That's good. From the 22.5. Jackson gives to the fullback, Lipinski. No, it's Fisher, and Fisher driving out to the 34-yard line and a first down. So he's eating up some big chunks. 55, 11, and now another 11-yard gain.
You know, Dick, we were talking earlier this week about Notre Dame's offense and just the inability to kind of really have that counter punch to Jarius Jackson's passing. They wanted to come out and establish run. Kevin Rogers right here, the offensive coordinator, said to us yesterday, we've got to get it going from tackle to tackle. You know, for 25 years, Notre Dame's been able to run it from tackle to tackle, and this is the first evidence this year we've been able to see they've seen it with any consistency.
First down at the 34. Fisher again juggles the handoff and is tackled as he gets to the 38-yard line. Rodney Rideau, the senior from Midwest City, Oklahoma, up from a safety spot to make the hit. Jarius Jackson, and so much riding on his ability and his performance. The single captain of this entire Notre Dame team, respect of all of these young Irish players. And on the season, that 60%, nothing wrong with that throwing.
Absolutely.
But he's not been the runner that we saw last year. And that toe injury certainly has had impact there. Second and short 7. Long handoff to Fisher, and a good tackle made by Pee Wee Woods. Julius Jones in quickly for Tony Driver and Pee Wee Woods, and Barry Holliman collaborated on the tackle.
Julius Jones is a freshman who the Irish have very, very high hopes for him. You know, and again, he got some of that on his own. This is a guy they want to feed more of the offense as this game goes on and as this season goes on. Came in to see us yesterday in a meeting, brought his playbook with us at 3 o'clock in an afternoon on a Friday.
I'm still learning, and of course that's a concern of the coaches, that he doesn't have the whole offense in his repertoire. 3rd and 5. Jackson throws in the flat. Nice throw, and it's complete. As Tony Fisher swings out of the backfield and picks up the first down near midfield before Torrance Marshall can run him out of bounds.
Well, we've seen a little bit of everything from the Irish thus far. Some power running. This is Fisher here. Power running. Again, this is the second receiver for Jarius Jackson. And that looks like an easy throw, but to be able to get into that guy with some delicacy and with some accuracy so he doesn't have to adjust to the ball, that's a pretty good throw for a first down.
Still less than 4 minutes have been played in this opening quarter. It's tied at 7, and the Irish with the first down at their 48-yard line. Hunter and Getherall now the wide receivers. And they give up the middle to Fisher, who's dumped rudely by Rocky Kalmus. That was a rocky effort there, as Fisher with a quick dismissal of his highest hopes, and Kalmus, who was the high school state defensive player of the year at Tulsa Jenks, and we're going to be talking about Jenks High School in Tulsa. There are several players on both sides of the line of scrimmage today from that school that has produced 3 straight state championships. Second down and 8. Show blitz. Jackson pumps. Can't find an open man, and down he goes in the arms of Torrance Marshall.
Yeah, I know exactly what happened to Jarius Jackson. That one, he was afraid of throwing an interception. I think when you've been hounded all week long about don't throw the interception, he had a chance with Rakai Nelson down the middle. Rakai Nelson is running a post pattern down the middle, but he's afraid to throw it up. And he said his coaches all week have said, don't turn the ball over, don't turn the ball over. Sometimes taking the sack is the right thing. You're going to see both these receivers run deep. Had a chance to get it to him. Nelson's right down the middle. Give him a chance.
So 3rd down and 10 for the Irish, and Jackson into the shotgun. 3 wide receivers. Good protection. Comes it complete to Gatherall. And that'll be good for a 1st down at the Sooner 39. William Barty, the tackler. Gatherall returning from an injury, missed the last couple of games.
Joey Gatherall in the slot, number 18, 5'7", 175-pound guy, but is absolutely fearless. Not afraid to go over the middle. Coming back from a shoulder injury, returns punt for him. I don't think I've ever seen him fair catch a punt in 2 years I've been watching him.
Both his dad and his sister, members of the Los Angeles Police Department, detectives. 1st down, Oklahoma 39-yard line. Skies brighten a bit as Jackson hands off to Fisher. And Fisher, short yardage, he tries that right side.
One of the things the Irish really wanted to have happen is their right tackle, which, Dick, is John Teasdale right now. We're going to put in Sean Mahan some, too. But their right tackle, they felt, had to win the battle against Cornelius Burton, number 87 for the Oklahoma Sooners. We need some push out of that right tackle. We're ever going to get that running game going. Well, thus far, John Teasdale's done a pretty good job at right tackle.
Burton made that last tackle. We're likely to see Sean Mahan get some work today at right tackle. He, too, from Tulsa Jenks. 2nd down, 8. They show blitz, corner blitz, and they toss to Gibbons, and Gibbons ridden out of bounds by Marshall at the 32-yard line.
Torrance Marshall, I mean, that guy's got tremendous speed. That's why they put him at middle linebacker. They let him run. He's right in here. And again, a perfect read by him. Then he takes the right angle. Some of it, the first thing is the read, then they're able to have the speed to get there, but also taking the proper angle to stop that option play. Good play there by Marshall.
He's from Miami, Florida, went to Sunset High School and Kemper Military Academy. Actually didn't play football for 2 years, just a lot of basketball. And now migrates to Norman, Oklahoma. Lipinski and Jones now. The running backs fake to Julius Jones, kept by Jackson. Jackson diving to the 26-yard line and a 1st down for Notre Dame. Rodney Rideau there to secure the tackle.
This is as diverse and powerful and confident a Notre Dame offense as we've seen in a number of weeks. They've done everything successfully, including some impromptu plays. This was supposed to be a play-action pass, but he is a powerful 235-pound runner. And Kevin Rogers, the offensive coordinator, has got it going.
26-yard line, 1st down. It's tied at 7, 8 minutes plus remaining in the opening quarter. Rain is stopped. Give it to Jones, and Julius Jones fighting inside the 20 to the 18. Rideau another tackle.
What you love about Julius Jones, he is a guy with great speed, Dick, but he really thinks of himself as an inside runner. Now, a lot of fast guys are always trying to bounce it outside and get you 40 or 50 yards. But Julius Jones, they think, can give you that, but he also can give you those kind of twisting, turning 6-yard runs. And you always have to have a lead block by your fullback in an I formation, and that is a devastating block by Lipinski. And that's how you gain 8 yards on 1st down.
Now, on 2nd and short, they give it to Lipinski, and he bulls his way to the 5-yard line. Rideau, the safety man, saved the touchdown. Lipinski, 256-pound sophomore from Hudson, Ohio.
You know, when you block as well as you do the play before, Dick, they throw you a bone. They throw you a bone, they let you run it every once in a while. Every lunar eclipse, they give the ball to the fullback here. Good block by John Morandi, the center. Teasdale hustling out. And again, Lipinski, the play before, leads Julius Jones. That time they give it to him for the 1st down.
Ball at the 6-yard line, 1st and goal, Notre Dame. Brown and Gibbons, the wide receivers to the left. Julius Jones, the freshman, is the tailback. And they give it inside. Lipinski battling his way to the 1-yard line. His dad, Tom, was a cornerback here at Notre Dame in the 1970s as a senior, 4 interceptions.
And you know, Dick, Bob Davie, you sense, just challenged his team for the last 2 weeks, his offensive linemen and his fullbacks, who he's not got great production from the last couple of games.
Bob Davie pushing him on, big fullback. 2nd and goal outside the 1-yard line. And the give is to Fisher, diving but not getting in. It'll be 3rd and goal, and it was Rideau who's got a handful of tackles already, and we've got 6 minutes to play in the opening quarter. Makes another.
And Josh Heupel's not been on the field. Remember, we said time of possession. Ordinarily, it's kind of a bogus stat in football, but for the Irish today, I think time of possession is indeed an important statistic. Josh Heupel has not been on the field yet.
19 plays for Notre Dame, none for Oklahoma, thanks to the kickoff return touchdown by Brandon Daniels after the Notre Dame opening score. 3rd and goal. Jackson keeps, and he's in trouble. A big defensive play by Torrance Marshall.
But a smart play there by Jarius Jackson. Dick, he did not force the ball. You know, he looked like he was going to pitch it for a moment. The pitch was taken away. Sometimes you realize as a quarterback, the play is defended. Do the best you can. The quarterback was taken by Marshall. The pitch man was taken by the strong safety. And that's a good defensive play by Bob Stoops' defense.
Bob Stoops, whose background is defense. His father, who taught him in Youngstown, Ohio, was a defensive specialist. Jim Sanson, a short 22-yard field goal. And it is no good. He nailed it wide left. What a break for Oklahoma. A long drive by Notre Dame to the 1-yard line, and they come away empty.
Jim Sanson has had some great moments in his Irish career, and he's had some tough moments. And this is another tough one. Tough angle, right hash mark. But these are the ones when you're 1-3, you've got to drill.
7 minutes, 51 seconds on the drive, 16 plays from the 24, Notre Dame side of the field all the way to the 1. And they come away empty. 5 minutes left, the opening quarter, tied at 7. Well, a very unusual statistic. Total plays, Notre Dame 21, Oklahoma 0, with 5 minutes left in the opening quarter. And now Josh Heupel, the quarterback from Aberdeen, South Dakota, son of a coach. His dad is the football coach at Northern State in Aberdeen, Division II school. And he comes out throwing. Complete to his halfback, Michael Thornton. Short yardage, skids out of bounds with a gain of about 2. That is his 100th completion, and here we are just in 3 games plus. And you look at all the championship years for Oklahoma, and as we all well know, they only threw just to kind of keep the wide receiver's attention.
Well, he had more completions in his very first game than Jamal Hollowell ever did in a whole season, and he started for 4 years.
#1 offense in the nation starting this game, Oklahoma.
They're fun to watch, hard to defend.
They come out in a shotgun, 3 wide receivers. Notre Dame starts with 6 defensive backs. The throw in wide open, and a drop from Jarrell Jackson. Jackson open at the 35-yard line and could not pull it in. Here are the starting lineups as we finally get a chance to see Oklahoma offensively. Basinger, Smith, O'Neal, Burcham, McDougal, the offensive line. The 2 tackles are 322 and 340 pounds is McDougal. Heupel with Luttrell. He's basically their fullback. Thornton, the running back. He has rushed for nearly 300. Jackson and Wolford and Chris Hammond's the tight end, but they rarely will be in that set with just 2 wide receivers. 3rd down and 8, 4 wide receivers for Oklahoma. Grant Irons from the backside slows him up, and there's the first Notre Dame sack.
And Heupel has only been sacked. That's the 6th sack of the year. But Greg Madison, the defensive coordinator, felt, hey, we have a chance to get to Josh Heupel because they throw deeper routes. They hold onto the ball a little bit longer, unlike Purdue and Drew Brees, who get rid of it on 3 steps. A 5-step drop, 7-step drops gives you a chance. Grant Irons from the corner started it all off.
And then Anthony Weaver, able to finish up the sack. And so the punt team on Jeff Ferguson, a sophomore from Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, to kick it. And Julius Jones stands at the Irish 42. Ferguson averaging under 40 yards a punt those 3 games. His longest 56. Line drive. Jones will let it bounce. And the Oklahoma roll inside the Notre Dame 35-yard line. 3 minutes and 38 seconds left in this opening quarter. Notre Dame and Oklahoma. Renewal of a great rivalry. They're tied at 7.
This Notre Dame moment is brought to you by Champion. On November 16, 1957, the Irish visited Oklahoma, winners of 47 straight games. After 3 scoreless quarters, Dick Lynch swung around the outside on 4th down to give the Irish a 7-0 lead. The Sooners tried one last pass to tie, but a Bob Williams interception sealed a victory. Not only did the Irish break Oklahoma's win streak, they also handed them their first shutout in 123 games. Champion. It takes a little more to make a champion.
And welcome back. These 2 universities with storied football programs that have produced 17 national championships. Great names, great coaches, great players. Look at that. Oklahoma with 6 national titles, Notre Dame 11, Heisman Trophy winners, consensus All-Americas.
Do the best
powerhouses.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Oklahoma, after 3 losing seasons under former coach John Blake, now with a whole new coaching staff led by the former Iowa defensive back Bob Stoops. He was a 4-year starter for the Hawkeyes. They're young. The average age of his coaching staff is 36, but they're well experienced. Very impressed by them on a visit to Norman. From the 34, tied at 7. It's Fisher, and he runs into a stone white and red wall. Brandon Moore leading the charge, number 46, the junior from Freeport, New York.
Yeah, Brandon Moore plays that strong linebacker position for the Sooners. It's a combination position, really. It's part linebacker, part defensive end, part strong safety. You know, he really kind of holds down the run defense in particular.
2nd down and 10. Rakai Nelson and Bobby Brown, the 2 senior wide receivers to the left. Shotgun Jackson. Over the middle, no. Bobby Brown had it sail over his head, incomplete. Reminder, log on to msnbcsports.com. Click on a special section, NBC's Notre Dame Central. Check out expert analysis by Pat Hayden.
Oh, yeah.
Player profiles, including a look at delightful walk-on here at Notre Dame, number 48, Jonathan Hebert. Living out his dream here at Notre Dame. He's an honors student, 3.7 engineering. He blocked the punt last game against Michigan State. msnbcsports.com, the official website of NBC Sports.
You know, Hebert has a full-time job as well as being a student, practicing football, and maintaining that 3.7 in engineering.
Buddy in Houston, Texas. 3rd and 10. Dump off to the wide receiver Bobby Brown, or is it Dan O'Leary, the tight end, who gets this one, but not enough for a first down. He stopped a couple of yards shy at the Irish 43, and the punting team, after a delay, comes on the field.
And one thing Bob Davie has to be happy about at the beginning of this ball game, really, is the way his team has run the ball. They have run the ball better than they have all season from a consistency standpoint.
Joey Hildbold, the freshman from Centerville, Virginia, averaging 42.5 yards a punt, kicks it to Jarrell Jackson at the Oklahoma 15. Ooh, almost blocked. Monte Jones appeared to be in there and might even gotten a piece of that one the way the ball acted. 42 yards with the roll. Oklahoma has the ball with 2 minutes left in the first quarter. The Sooners and the Irish are tied at 7. Irish coach Bob Davey, who celebrated his 45th birthday 2 days ago, he wanted to keep the Oklahoma offense off the field. That mission accomplished thus far, but it's the Sooners starting now at the 14. Some big plays already, Pat.
Yeah, remember the Irish, the very first offensive play they had, 55 yards to Tony Fisher. Set up their score. And then this is the very first time Oklahoma touched the ball. On the next play, they kick up 89 yards by Daniels. And that's where we are at 7. But this is a big play as well. A missed field goal attempt by Sanson when they had gotten the ball all the way down to the Oklahoma 1-yard line.
Yeah, 76-yard drive by the Irish after the kick returned for touchdown. And they failed to get any points, so it remains tied at 7 as Josh Heupel.
That percentage is absolutely phenomenal to me. I don't care, how many dinks and dunks you have. That is a phenomenal percentage.
Comes out with 4 wide receivers and Michael Thornton, the lone running back. And it's Thornton. Only 5'5" from Dallas Carter. He's shifty and works his way out to the 26, 27-yard line on the first down.
Well, he may look like mini-me, but he doesn't run like mini-me. He runs like a power back. Very quick to the hole. What this guy's getting is really his first chance really to start. Again, stuck with the blocks. Didn't try to cut back too early. It was a patient run. I mean, he really cut back after he got into the defensive backfield.
Clifford Jefferson made the tackle. Thornton did not start in high school at Dallas Carter. Went to Navarro Junior College. Heupel. And he hits the tight end Trent Smith. And you heard the hit on Smith from Devin Harper, the Irish cornerback.
Well, remember we talked to Greg Madison, the defensive coordinator, said Oklahoma runs a lot of crossing routes. And when they do, we want to punish the receivers because they're going to run right into our defensive backs. Second tight end is Trent Smith, and that's when they had a collision with Devin Harper. And the point being is as you continue to make those kind of hits, those receivers running crossing routes, remember those.
Second down and 6 at the Sooner 30. 3 wide receivers in this set. Play action. Heupel, lots of time. And has a man wide open and another drop. This time Trent Smith. Jarrell Jackson on the last possession dropped an easy ball, and this time it's Smith. He was all by himself.
Virtually in the same area of the field. Jackson the first time, Smith. Good pass protection. This offensive line are real good pass protectors. 6 sacks in the year, 1 today. And then a patient Josh Heupel in the pocket. Didn't hurry a throw, and the ball should have been caught for a first down.
Now 3rd down and 6. 4 wide receivers. From the shotgun, Heupel. Underneath, he throws to Smith, and he is drilled. That'll be good enough for a first down, however, out at the 37. Clifford Jefferson with a solid tackle. But
Josh
Smith hangs on to this one.
Yeah, you're right. He did get it. But Josh Heupel is calm. He is smart. Here's the receiver who's going to come up across the middle here. He is smart, and he gets rid of the ball quickly. A lot of blitzers here, just kind of hangs in there, waits, knows someone's going to come open where that blitzing linebacker left. So really a smart player.
Final minute of the opening quarter, tied at 7. And Heupel is used to some 18 different receivers on the season. There's a little screen, flanker screen, and the Irish were all over that. Devin Harper had been doing some film work.
Yeah, the old jailbreak screen, right? That's what Greg Madison, defensive coordinator, called. But hey, Devin Harper's doing what he's supposed to do. Is after these receivers catch the ball, you're going to give up some first downs. There's the defensive coordinator, Greg Madison. Is after they catch it, you're going to hit them and punish them. You're going to create fumbles, and you can create drops.
And that is the end of this opening quarter here at Notre Dame Stadium. Irish scored first, but an answer from Oklahoma's Brandon Daniels, 89-yard kick return after Jackson scrambled for a score. It's tied at 7, and we'll be right back after these words from your local station. At Notre Dame Stadium, the Oklahoma Sooner band, some 6,000 plus Sooner fans, most of them down northern end zone. As we open the second quarter, tied at 7. This drive started at the Sooner 14. It's 2nd down and 8, and flag goes down. Illegal procedure against the right tackle Stalker McDougal, and when he moves, everybody notices at 6'5" and 340.
Yeah, down from 363. But you know, they're good pass protectors. McDougal and Basinger, the left tackle.
Dead ball. Prior to the snap. False start on the offense. 5 yards. Repeat 2nd down.
First accepted penalty on either side. That'll bring up a 2nd and 13. And there are the team penalties this season for Oklahoma. And you know, from last season, 90 yards a game to about half that this year. That's usually goes up to good coaching.
Yeah, Bob Stoops has done a good job on all fronts.
Heupel changing his play as the fullback Seth Luttrell and 4 wide receivers. To the side, complete to Damian Mackey, and Mackey wrestled down by Clifford Jefferson, shy of the first down.
You know, Dick, you mentioned Josh Heupel changing the play. This guy, we mentioned him being smart, does a lot of things at the line of scrimmage. And what he's trying to do is he tries to break the huddle with about 18 seconds remaining. These are the guys down here. But he sees the audible, good protection.
3rd down and 8. Shotgun, 4 wides. Protected well. Down the middle, incomplete to the tight end Trent Smith. And Heupel a little disappointed with himself. He didn't get that one in there. Devin Harper on the coverage, and the punt team on for Oklahoma. Jeff Ferguson, the young punter for the Sooners. And Julius Jones drifts back to the Irish 20-yard line. And apparently did not get it off in time. I believe that'll be a delay of game.
But you know, that is if that's the case.
Okay, yeah, I guess maybe a procedure.
Prior to the snap, false start on the offense. 5 yards, still 4th down.
Yeah, that unusual in punt formation, so they're ticketed 5 yards. Bob Stoops, Sooners, played in the Iowa Rose Bowl team. 1982. He finished his career with the Hawkeyes with 10 interceptions, and he was a reputation of being one of the real tough hitters.
He didn't want to run those crossing routes with him back there at strong safety.
Well, this time Ferguson will deliver from around the 25. Jones moves up to the Irish 25. Good kick this time. Jones a fair catch at the 20-yard line. So early in this second quarter, 45-yard punt by Ferguson. The Irish with the ball. They're tied with the Oklahoma Sooners at 7.
Notre Dame football is brought to you by Agilent Technologies, dreams made real. By Champion, the official outfitter of Notre Dame football. And by the Principal Financial Group. For all your goals, plan ahead. Get ahead.
Great part of this institution, the sculpture of Edward Moose Krause, athletic director, player, coach. His daughter Mary, the presentation 2 weeks ago. That's right across the stadium, front of the basketball arena area. And she quoted a Newt Rockne poem, "If I should win, let it be by the code my faith and honor held high. If I should lose, let me stand by the road and cheer as the winner rides by." And Krause was as much a Notre Dame as you could ever pick one person through so many decades. Nice tribute to him, well deserved. Arnaz Battle is the quarterback for the Irish as they start from their 21-yard line. And he is hit and dropped for no gain as Torrance Marshall, who terrorized Jackson when he tried the option. A flag is down in the deep secondary.
Well, I tell you, Oklahoma has defended the option well. They've got the quarterback covered and they've got the pitch man covered. They get from way back by the field judge.
holding against Notre Dame. One of those wide receivers down to block on that option.
And again, Arnaz Battle's the guy they try to get in the game for at least one series a game. It's not that they're necessarily disappointed with Jarius Jackson.
But he's the future at quarterback, this sophomore from Byrd High School in Shreveport, Louisiana. Jackson 3 for 4 and had a touchdown on the scramble. And you remember Battle that 74-yard run for a touchdown in the Kansas game. He's regarded as being, if they had a 40-yard sprint, he might just be as fast as any back. Notre Dame backup Battle took advantage of his 2 series against the Jayhawks. And here he is, 74 yards. And pictorially, Arnaz Battle running to daylight. 48-13 Notre Dame.
It's kind of cute, Dick. Yeah. Did you stay up late last night?
I did.
Yeah,
I did.
Good. Very nice.
Now after the penalty, 10 yards to the 10. First down and 21, and now time called.
Yeah, Oklahoma's defense was a little bit confused. They did the right thing. They had an uncovered receiver from Notre Dame, so they called timeout.
Now timeout here at Notre Dame Stadium. 13:47 remaining in this first half. Back at Notre Dame, the Stoops brothers for Oklahoma.
You know, Bob, I thought it was a great story. Bob Stoops was 2 years ahead of Mike at Iowa. They both played strong safety, and Bob said, you know, we got ahead by a safe margin. I used to fake that injury so my little brother Mike could get in the ball game every now and then. Now that's a nice brother. That is a nice brother.
They hired him from Kansas State, where Mike was the defensive coordinator, and of course Bob Stoops, the head coach now at Oklahoma, was the defensive coordinator at Florida. You see Ron Sr., the father who died on the field, actually. He had a heart attack while coaching at Cardinal Mooney High School in Youngstown. Ron Jr. is the defensive coordinator, was coaching against his dad at Boardman High School. That may sound familiar. Bernie Kosar attended there. Mark is the defensive backfield coach at Wyoming. Mike is the co-defensive coordinator at Oklahoma, and then Bob, the head coach at Oklahoma. Coach's sons. So deep in their own end, and another flag, and suddenly the action in this game grinding to a halt as the flags fly.
Started out like a shootout.
The officials are from the Big 12 Conference. A referee, Tom Allers.
CPA.
Dead ball prior to the snap. False start on the offense. 5 yards. Repeat first down.
And the Irish find themselves now back to their 5-yard line.
And again, you sometimes you worry about a backup quarterback in this situation who perhaps is trying to do too much. And again, I think you really have to be aware of situations in the ballgame. Hey, your defense is playing well. It's tight. Don't force it.
Well, the good news is it's still first down. But you got 26 yards to go, and you're playing from your own 5-yard line. Give it to the fullback, and nothing there. Perhaps a yard loss of the Sooners, led by Torrance Marshall. Deny. Corey Callan's in there as well, the junior from Jenks, Oklahoma.
Oklahoma has a pretty good front with Callens and Burton. We've talked about them. Holloman inside, Fisher, and then Marshall anchoring that middle. And Holloman, number 99 in particular, a guy that they think could be a real playmaker as a defensive tackle. And you know, there's a lot of playmakers at defensive end. You got a lot of playmakers at linebacker. But when you get a guy inside to really kind of disrupt things, you've got a pretty good defense.
Now the Irish now on 2nd and long, come out in a shotgun. 4 wide receivers. From his own end zone. Battle throws. Incomplete to David Gibbons. Leaping try by Gibbons out at the 30-yard line.
Had him just a little too tall. And I think it was one of those things he had to throw it over a linebacker. And I think in this case it was Kalmus. I mean, even when you know he's not in the play, Rocky Kalmus still gets in the way. I mean, you don't have to knock the ball away sometimes to make it a poor throw. It was just the angle that Battle had to get it to. The receiver couldn't get it over his head and drop it in.
So 3rd and 26 from the 5-yard line. Bobby Brown to the left. Getherall and Gibbons to the right.
Well, at least give your punter some room if you have to punt it here.
Just gets it off. pressure in the end zone. Throws complete to Holloway, Jabari Holloway, who has not had many catches. In fact, that's only his 5th this year. Preseason All-America. The 260-pound target. Short gain, and on comes the punting team.
A good tackle by Ante Jones, Dick. It looked like Holloway had some room. Good decision here by Arnaz Battle. Good rush on the outside by Roy Williams on a safety blitz. And then the tackle by Jones, number 11. I mean, Holloway is a good open field runner.
Terrell Jackson back at midfield for Oklahoma. Bill Bold to punt. They'll get this off from inside the goal line. And bobbles the ball and falls on it. Goes out of bounds for a safety, Oklahoma.
Bad play, then smart play. Bad drop, then he did the absolute right thing to just give him 2, not 6. But 2 plays in the special teams. They missed a field goal, and now here, a wobbly snap, but still very catchable. But Hillbolt, realizes he's in trouble. Don't get the touchdown. Don't give it up. That's a smart play at the end. Went from a poor play to a pretty good play.
Actually, that's the 3rd mistake on special teams. The kickoff return for a touchdown defensively. First safety this year for Oklahoma, and they take the lead 9-7 and force the free kick from the 20-yard line. We'll have that for you when we come back. 12 minutes plus remaining in the opening half. And we'll be back here next Saturday. The Sun Devils and the Irish. Oklahoma with only 28 yards of offense, and yet they lead 9-7. Kickoff return touchdown and a safety on the bobble by Hillbold, and they'll not punt on the free kick from the 20. Sanson has it teed up with Daniels and Jackson back at the 15 for Oklahoma. Daniels, who took the kickoff back for a touchdown, has another seam. Sanson can't get him, and finally pushed out of bounds by the freshman defensive back, Jason Beckstrom.
They've got a return game going here. Good blocking and good return men. Unusual. The Oklahoma. You're going to see some guys actually holding hands, leading the way for Brandon Daniels. Right down here. These guys. They just kind of blow it out. Another big crease. Good block, too, by Hammonds. They're starting tight end. There are just too many open spaces there on that kickoff return.
43 yards on that return after an 89-yard kickoff return for touchdown for Brandon Daniels. So from the 37-yard line, Josh Heupel. 2 wide receivers, 2 running backs. And it's the fullback, Luttrell, short yardage, Grant Irons and company, smothering the ball carrier just inside the 35-yard line.
It looked like Josh Heupel there tried to play that they've run successfully 3 times this year, Dick. They try to draw you off sides, and as soon as the defense draws up sides, they snap the ball and guys go deep. They tried it. Notre Dame stayed at home, so they ran the regular play, but they have scored 3 touchdowns on that play this season.
3 wide receivers with Antoine Savage, a freshman, in motion. Heupel on the roll this time, and then tosses it complete to his roommate, Josh Norman. Josh to Josh.
His roommate must be clamoring for the ball at nighttime, and he's got, 3 touchdowns in each of their last 3 games.
Yeah, touchdown a game for Norman, who is a sophomore from Midland, Texas.
The amazing thing to me, Dick, about this Oklahoma team, and Bob Stoops and his team, Steve Spurrier, the receiver coach, Steve Spurrier Jr., the receiver coach, 7 of their top 7 receivers, only 1 of them last year was a true wide receiver. So they've done a great job of coaching some pretty good athletes.
First down on that left. No, they're going to mark it 3rd down and about a yard. They got to get the chain gang reset across the way. They had moved into first down territory.
These are one of those situations you wonder, hey, can finesse passing teams get you that 1 yard when you really need it?
So 3rd down and a short yard for Heupel and the Sooners at the Irish 27. And the fullback, Luttrell, on second effort, seems to have gotten it. They had him stuffed, but he was able to keep his legs churning and ground it out to the 26-yard line. They need a measurement.
Luttrell is 215 pounds. Thornton is 5'5", 187. So they give it to the right guy, Luttrell. Determined run. And that's what you expect out of fullbacks.
But the spot is going to make it interesting here. He may not have gotten enough. While they measure here, perhaps you can fill you in on Heupel. How can a young man with the kinds of numbers that we've shown you suddenly appear out of nowhere from junior college, Snow Junior College, and he from Utah? That's a big turkey country up there. He was not recruited by any of the major schools. You can see it is a first down. And listen to the Oklahoma fans here. That's about as much noise as we've ever heard from opposing team here at Notre Dame Stadium. And Heupel plays briefly at Weber State, is injured his second year, transfers to Snow Junior College, and his coach at Weber is now at Utah State, and everyone thought he'd go there, but he was not exactly a secret. Oklahoma found him.
And what a find.
Big Minnesota Viking fan as a kid, and a University of Minnesota fan, Heupel. In trouble, throws this one away, had a receiver close enough, and Grant Irons applying the pressure. He wears 14 because his idol, Minnesota Gopher quarterback Ricky Foggy, and not often you get a call for Foggy.
He actually had a poster. They had a poster of Foggy up in his room. You know, started the Foggy wore number 14, but he started number 10 in spring drills and switched to 14. And you know, Mike Leach is their offensive coordinator. They are running what Tim Couch ran last year at Kentucky. Spread you out, throw the ball down the field.
Of course, Couch becomes the #1 draft pick in the NFL. That screen, and it works this time. And sprinting is Antoine Savage all the way to the 11-yard line.
This was the one play that Greg Madison, the defensive coordinator, was really concerned about. What Madison called the jailbreak screen. What, you're going to get blockers here, and then this guy just becomes a running back. It's really a running play. Wide receivers block, you just come underneath, and then you're on your own.
Rocket Ismail used to run that play for Lou Holtz's teams.
All the blockers have real good angles.
Ball just outside the 10-yard line. They could conceivably get a first down without a touchdown. Blitz on. He gets it off to Luttrell, and he pays the price. And a loss is coming up to make the hit. Anthony Denman, the linebacker from Rusk, Texas.
You know, quarterbacks, good quarterbacks, have a feel of where the rush is coming from. Josh Heupel felt that from his backside. Now, Luttrell may not appreciate it, but he saved a sack. And, you know, again, he just felt that pressure to realize that internal clock says, I must get rid of this football.
Johnny Sanders, the safety man, is coming in on the blind side. Second down and 13 for the Sooners, leading 9-7. Plenty of time. Fires complete to Jarrell Jackson at the 3-yard line. Bring up third down and 3.
You see him go from right to left, Dick. I mean, first of all, it tells me you got great pass protection. As you're going to see Jarrell Jackson, who dropped one earlier, an easy catch, makes this easy catch. But that play, first of all, was designed to go to his right. 5 receivers in every route for Oklahoma. Yeah, he can't believe it. He can't believe it. You've got to be able to force in the corner, he's saying.
They come out with 2 tight ends for the first time, Hammonds and Smith, Oklahoma, and timeout called by Notre Dame. When we return, ball at the 3-yard line. Third down, Oklahoma. The Sooners in front, 9-7.
Watch Josh Heupel, the quarterback here on this play. We talked about him being smart and calm. This play he looks right first. 5 receivers out, nothing there. Great pass protection, doesn't force it, comes back and finds Jackson. But he'll scan the field from right to left and get to that 5th receiver. 13 touchdowns in 3 games, only 1 behind Cale Gundy. 1993, Gundy, one of the coaches. There he is.
Running back coach.
Yep.
Entire season to get 14, and Heupel is one away from tying him early in the 4th game of this season.
Well, I think in the first 3 games, Josh Heupel was in the top 10 in 4 different categories of passing career statistics at Oklahoma. 3 games.
It figures he'll be throwing here. 2 tight ends, Hammonds and Smith. Jackson to the left, and Savage, the wide receiver, right. Third down and 3. Heupel lofts it deep, and it is incomplete. Devin Harper knocked it away, but a flag down in the end zone.
Well, I thought that was a great play by Devin Harper. Devin Harper really took away two guys.
Certainly went for the ball.
Oh, boy, I thought that was a great play by Harper.
Think about this on the 3-yard line.
Yeah,
We'll go to the 2.
Defensive pass interference in the end zone. We go to the 2. First and
So
goal.
it's against the Irish as we eavesdrop.
Well, I don't know about the call, but one thing I'll tell you, Devin Harper did a heck of a job. And they're saying he's playing the ball. He has the absolute right to play the ball. They're allowed to pick up the flag.
First and goal at the 2.
First and goal at the 2 is the call on pass interference. Notre Dame. Yeah, let's take another look at it, Pat.
Yeah, Harper is number 10. And again, when the ball's in the air and the ball is thrown very high, he has a chance, just like this. I don't think that's pass interference. No, I think
He
that's
had
a bad call.
established his ground, and he was looking to. He has a right to go for the ball. He's playing the ball.
He's got his head turned. That is not pass interference.
So the Sooners get a break here. First and goal now at the 2-yard line. They lead 9-7, trying to convert Hillbold's muff in the end zone into 9 points. Give it to Thornton. And he is stuffed. A yard loss, and Anthony Denman spearheading the charge for the Irish.
Good, quick penetration by Anthony Denman. Played so well in their loss against Michigan State a couple of weeks ago.
A 2-yard deficit. It's second and goal at the 4.
Thornton, again, trying to cut back. Nothing there on the front side. Trying to cut the backside. He just can't get there because of Denman.
Turf a little wet. Thornton having trouble making that cut, and Heupel's going to call time. Rechecks that armband as if to say, I didn't have that one on here, or at least not against that defense.
Yeah, there's Mike Leach, in the headset, the offensive coordinator.
He studied law at Pepperdine and decided that his real love was football, and through the ranks as an assistant. And it's his offense, and Bob Stoops, head coach, says, you take care of that. You did a great job at Kentucky, and Stoops, who was the defensive coordinator at Florida, had to try to stop that offense. He said they went one year where they didn't get a first down. The next year he came in with an offense we couldn't stop him. Well, a reminder to check out Notre Dame's official athletic department website at www.und.com. Live in-game statistics, transcripts of Bob Davie press conferences, and all the inside information on football and all the other Irish sports at www.und.com.
Now, we want to start slowly with you. We know you don't go online much, but we want you to get rid of the typewriter first, and no more carbon paper, okay? We'll start slowly.
No, I'd be lost without it. I got to have the carbon paper. It goes back to my teaching days.
Professor.
Bob Davie.
And Bob Davie's right. He's saying we play the ball. I think Bob Davie's absolutely right. But you don't argue with an accountant unless it's about debits and credits.
He's not going to win that one, huh? So, ready to play. If the referee wants to join the action, he still has his back to the play at the 25, and the Sooners are lining up ready to go.
They're still on the sideline. Yeah, they're still on the sideline. These are Big 12 officials. Isn't that correct, Dick?
Yes, they are. The Oklahoma team and the Big 12. And when Notre Dame has played a Big 10 team, it's been Big 10 officials. Bob Stoops with a 9-7 lead, and the Sooners look at second and goal at the 4. Two running backs, Luttrell and Thornton. And the Notre Dame student body down at that end trying to make it tough on Heupel.
There's an audible.
Heupel. Touchdown, Jarrell Jackson, and that's what Heupel does best. He gives his receivers ball with a lot of air, lets them go up for it. Touchdown, Sooners.
You're right, Dick. That is a design play. Kind of that, jump ball, underthrown ball. You make it believe it's going to be a fade. The defensive back says, oh, no, I can't get beat to the back of the end zone. And then all of a sudden, the wide receiver pulls up. And that's what Jackson did. An audible for a touchdown again for Heupel. He gets out of the huddle with at least 18 seconds left on the play clock to allow him to call a lot of things from the line of scrimmage.
Now the try for point by Tim Duncan. Low, but through, and that muff in the end zone on the punt by Joy Hillbold becomes a 9-point play. The safety, the free kick, and then the drive by Oklahoma to score. And Jackson with his 4th touchdown catch of the year, the 14th pass for touchdown, and Cale Gundy now shares the record with Heupel. Josh Heupel with a 4-yard touchdown throw to Jarrell Jackson to give Oklahoma a 16-7 lead, set up by Brandon Daniels' 43-yard kickoff return on the free kick after the safety when Hillbold unable to handle the snap trying to punt from his own end zone. We have 8:59 left in this opening half as Duncan, left-footed kicker.
When was the last time you saw a left-footed kicker and a left-handed quarterback?
Good point.
First.
Very high, and to Terrence Howard, and Howard struggles across the 35 to the 37-yard line. J.T. Thatcher on the special teams for Oklahoma makes the tackle.
Right, Mike Leach, the offensive coordinator. I mean, he does a good job, but he has been blessed by 2 good quarterbacks in a row. Of course, Tim Couch last year at Kentucky, and Josh Heupel this year. So some of it's the system, of course, but some of it is the talent of the guys pulling the trigger.
Bob Stoops said, too, we're not going to have any trouble recruiting quarterbacks with this offense.
Or wide receivers.
Bob Stoops, whose strength is on the defensive side of the ball, watches his defense dig in as Jarius Jackson returns at quarterback for Notre Dame, and they bring a blitz at him. Tony Fisher through a hole, diving out to the 43-yard line, a gain of almost 6. Moore and Barty with the tackle.
Yeah, now it's time for Notre Dame to kind of settle in a little bit. I mean, keep this game close. What you don't want to do is get blown out here. It's only 16-7. Get that running game going, pick up a couple of first downs, keep their offense away from the ball for a while still maintaining possession, moving the chains.
Boy, Michigan State, Purdue all defeated Notre Dame, and Michigan a big win over the Boilermakers up at Ann Arbor. Michigan State a solid winner as you look at the scores. Second down, Fisher slips and down he goes at the 45, shy of the first down by 3 yards. Indiana over Illinois in overtime down. That game was down in Bloomington. Marshall of the Mid-American Conference, they're solid again.
You still have a warm spot in your heart for Indiana where you taught? Got your PhD there, right?
It's not too down the other end of the state. Going to be down there next week, in fact, before the Arizona State Notre Dame game. And a big play, 3rd down and 3. Fisher with 92 yards to lead the Irish. Of course, 55 of those on the opening play of the game. Jackson trying to scramble and reach out at the 43-yard line, but he needed a lot more than that as Barry Holloman, the sophomore from Oklahoma City, says no.
Yeah, man, we talk about playmakers at defensive tackle are the most difficult things to find. And Mike Stoops, Brent Venables, the defensive coordinators, co-defensive coordinators at Oklahoma feel, hey, we have an inside playmaker in number 99, Barry Holloman.
Great athlete at Oklahoma City, basketball and baseball. Is a .413 hitter. Hit the long ball. And by the way, I understand that Mark McGuire has hit his 64. Partially blocked as the punt by Hillbold. Down at the 35-yard line is Ante Jones. I think he got a piece of the first one, too.
Yeah, you're right. And then, now he was blocked.
They're going to call a penalty.
But that was blocked.
And that is the signal from the sidelines of Oklahoma that he got a piece of the ball.
Yeah, I don't. That shouldn't be a penalty if it's blocked. Ante Jones. Yeah, I think they're going to make the correct call here. Ante Jones, who almost blocked one earlier. Remember, Dick, you said that. And he got held, by the way, too. Boy, did he get held, Ante Jones. Should be a holding call against the Irish.
Hillbold, the freshman, a little jittery and making sure he caught the ball. Took a lot of time to get it off.
But you know, Dick, that's really good coaching. When your punter's struggling, come after him. Keep coming after him. That is very good coaching. There's a lot of unblocked guys there until the end when he gets held.
Actually, he didn't block the ball. He got the leg of the kicker, and perhaps that's what the official saw and threw the flag.
But don't you agree he was held badly? I mean, you're right there. It looks like he got the kicker, but watch number 6, Givens, really gets a real hole right there. Yeah, he's tackling Givens.
They haven't sorted it out yet.
Running into the kicker, 5 yards, and it'll be a first down.
Well, they certainly missed the hold.
Well, a break for the Irish, who argued that Oklahoma got the big break in the end zone when a pass interference was called on Devron Harper. So Notre Dame keeps the ball trailing 16-7 with 6:43 left in the half. And perhaps Bob Davies campaigning with the referee on that interference call. He was arguing for the next one, as well managers and head coaches do.
Nearly election year. It's good time to do that.
So from the 48-yard line, Jackson has a first down. Give it to Fisher. Fisher diving to the 47 in Oklahoma territory. And the Fighting Irish return to NBC next Saturday, facing the Sun Devils of Arizona State. That's at 2:30 Eastern Time. ASU and Notre Dame.
Yeah, what Jarius Jackson said to us yesterday, saying, you know, we can get through this game and then maybe Arizona State and such would love to be 5-3 going down to Knoxville to play Tennessee.
Yeah, that was the goal, as coaches and players had a chance to assess the 1-3 start and the rest of the schedule during this 2-week period with a bye. That's Makai Nelson in motion, the leading receiver. Give it to Fisher, picking his way, and gain of a yard at best, and a flag is thrown by the referee. Pee Wee Woods from the secondary coming in to make the stop.
He doesn't play like a Pee Wee, does he?
5'9" and 177.
Throw that down again for emphasis.
They like to get them, you know, so you can see the total flag. You know, sometimes they get all bunched up.
Well, the parachutist needs that as a mark when he comes in.
Holding on the offense, 10 yards from the spot of the fall. Repeat, second down.
Here's Rocky Kelmus, number 20, and Morandi. Wow. Oh, that's a takedown.
That counts as a hold. I thought it was the Heimlich maneuver, actually. You don't pick out a guy named Rocky. You really don't. You go after the guys named Bob or Steve, but you don't pick on guys named Rocky or Bubba.
I know you couldn't wait for this game with a Rocky Boyman and a Rocky Kelmus, and even they've got a Rocky at defensive end, 95 Rocky Bright.
And they got a Bubba Birchman.
Second down, 16. Shotgun Jackson. Down the middle, complete to Joey Getherall, and Getherall's on his way for a Notre Dame touchdown. He's running away from his teammates. He's about the littlest guy on the starting units at 5'7", 175. Don't hit me, don't hit me.
He's their own mini-me.
58-yard touchdown that brings the Irish within 3.
Again, this was an absolute drill shot by Jarius Jackson. And a courageous catch by Getherall, smallest, but very is fearless, just coming over the middle. And then he got picked up a nice block by Givens.
Try for point by Sanson, and it's good. The score is 16-14 Oklahoma.
And when you're a quarterback, sometimes you know when to lob it, and sometimes you really got to get everything you can on it, and that's just what Jarius Jackson did. That ball had some steam on it. Joey Getherall right in the numbers, into the end zone.
58-yard touchdown. Jackson to Getherall, and the Irish right back in it. 5 minutes and 20 seconds left in this opening half. Oklahoma, the difference in a safety, leading 16-14. Joey Getherall with his first touchdown of the season, a 58-yard strike from Jarius Jackson.
Strike was the right word, because that ball was absolutely drilled.
5 plays, 62 yards for the Irish score, but they were the beneficiaries of that call on the punt that could have gone either way. And somebody tackled Brandon Daniels.
Oh,
no one has yet.
Another big hole.
Look at this. He's got two blockers in front of him at the 40, at the 50. And finally tackled at the Irish 28-yard line. Oh, my. What a first half for Brandon Daniels. He's gone 89 yards for a touchdown. The last one, he returned 43 yards, and this one 68 yards.
Well, Notre Dame has two special teams coaches, Steve Adazio and Jerry Rossbrook. They're going to need a third after this one. I mean, and not only that, there is huge openings. They're not middle returns. All their big returns have been to the sideline, and there have been big gaps for Brandon Daniels. Good design, and then well executed by Daniels.
200 yards in kickoff returns in this first half for Brandon Daniels.
Man, it's unreal.
And it's probably a little more than that as they spotted down at the 26-yard line. Four wide receivers. Josh Heupel working with a short field. Throws incomplete. No one there as Rocky Boyman was pressuring the quarterback.
That should be a penalty. That should be an intentional grounding penalty.
No flag yet. There was no receiver in the area.
And again, I think they have, the Notre Dame staff has an absolute right. The receiver has to be in the area if a quarterback dumps it under duress from a pass rush. And that's exactly what happened.
Second down and 10, no flag.
And out of the huddle with this time only 8 seconds left on the play clock. Ordinarily he has 15 to 16.
Three wide receivers. He just gets it off and throws it deep down the middle for a touchdown. Trent Smith, the tight end, and a great throw from Heupel. 26-yard touchdown, and Heupel in 3.5 games has broken the Oklahoma record for most touchdown passes in a season.
You know, in every kind of throw, we've seen him dump it off with touch, drill it to the outside on out routes, and then kind of lob it over the middle, sometimes over linebackers and safeties when he needed to. It's only his 4th game.
Try for point is good by Tim Duncan. And Oklahoma strikes quickly, and Brandon Daniels with a brilliant day, returning kick, setting up the offense.
8th different receiver to catch a ball. The Woolfolk number 17 on the outside, the backup tight end Trent Smith on the inside. You know, there's no backup wide receivers on this team or tight ends. Everybody gets a chance. They spread it around. 8th different receiver. They go up 23-14.
Freshman from Clinton, Oklahoma, with his first collegiate touchdown. 23-14. So the son of a coach, Josh Heupel, continues his brilliant passing for Oklahoma, and he's spreading the wealth. 13 receivers, Indiana State and Baylor. 8 last week. He already has hit 7 different receivers today in the first half.
Well, and it shows you how he's smart, he is patient, and it's, you know, a well-designed offense and very difficult to defend. You can't say, hey, we're going to take away the flanker because they're throwing the ball to him every day.
Well, Matt Anderson, the starting tight end, injured, maybe out for the year, so that's given Trent Smith a chance to play. You saw the big smile from the freshman, his first collegiate touchdown. And Tim Duncan delivers the kickoff, spins it down inside the 10. Tony drive. No, it's Terrence Howard, and Howard brought down at the 22, and a flag flies with it. Prior to today, going back to Brandon Daniels' kickoff return for a touchdown and his 200 yards in returns in this first half. The last time a Sooner kickoff return for touchdown was 19 years ago, 1980. Buster Rhymes against Kansas State, a 100-yard touchdown. It goes against Notre Dame. Brandon Daniels will put a star on his back today.
Yeah. Let's go back to that touchdown again to Trent Smith. He's on the right side of Heupel. You know, big gap here in the middle. Again, real design. They force the defense outside with wide receivers, and then you run that tight end right up the middle. Now, a linebacker's got to get in his face to make it a tough throw over the top, but there wasn't anybody in the way in the sight line of Josh Heupel.
But what makes that play work, Pat, isn't the fact that that tight end so often is crossing.
Yep,
all of a sudden he gives you the cross fake, and down he goes deep.
Yeah, they really layer the field pretty well, short, medium, and long.
The penalty takes it all the way back to inside the 10-yard line. And the Irish start once again deep in their own end. 4:43 left. The Sooners by 9.
And the Irish have 2 timeouts remaining.
Holloway, the tight end, in motion. Fake to Driver. The throw to the other tight end, O'Leary, and he battles out of bounds with a first down at the 28-yard line. Rodney Rideau, the tackler.
Now, his coaches call him everyday O'Leary because he does everything every single day to help their team. Now, this ball may be thrown a little bit. Here's O'Leary down here. A little bit quicker. Perhaps he can run with it after the catch. But he's kind of waiting, and Jarius Jackson's to his left. He has to get his shoulders turned. But Dan O'Leary snaps on long kicks. Practices hard, you know, one of those kind of guys that does everything he can to help his team.
Every day, and does it every day.
Yep.
It's a good nickname.
Yeah.
First down, handoff to Fisher, and may have gotten back to the line of scrimmage. Torrance Marshall and company with the stop.
Torrance Marshall, you know, we talked about his nickname, Tornado. Very apropos. And this guy is all over the place.
Grew up a Florida State fan. He talked about Charlie Ward and Derek Brooks and William Floyd of the Seminoles. Didn't play for 2 years. He said all he did was play next. And he said one thing in basketball down there in Miami, you wanted to be good because there are a bunch of guys saying next. And if you want to stay on the court.
That's right. You win, right?
You didn't want to hear that call.
Yeah.
On second down and 11. Down the middle. Has a man. Nelson. Did he make the catch? Yes, sliding on his back. Boy, he's made some tough catches this year, Nelson. That's his 20th of the season to lead the Irish.
Yeah, and the Irish in their hurry-up offense, which they should be. But again, good throw by Jarius Jackson. It didn't throw it high. You don't throw it high down the middle. If you anything, you err on the low side. They don't get intercepted that way.
20 yards on the play and a first down out at the 47.
Just shy of the 47.
Coverage by Ante Jones, the 5th defensive back for Oklahoma. Fake to Fisher. Jackson guns incomplete on the near sidelines to Javen Hunter.
A little bit coverage by Mike Woods, number 2.
Yeah, this is a young man they feel deserving of All-America recognition. He's a senior from Del City, Oklahoma. Basically, they just give him a man and you say you cover him.
Yeah, you have him one-on-one all over the field. And, you know, they have 2 good corners, Mike Woods and then Pee Wee Woods you talked about a little bit. And if you can get good corner play and locked up on those wide receivers, you know, that gives you 9 guys really to defend the run. And really, that's what they do. That's what Bob Stoops did at Florida as well so successfully.
And the zone blitzes, too, come off that. The Irish at 2nd and 10, just shy of midfield, trailing 23-14. Jackson, pressure, gets away, flag down. And Jackson out of bounds at the Oklahoma 48-yard line. Flag thrown deep downfield in the secondary. Davey trying to keep his sense of humor with a 1-3 start, and he's 1-5 in the last 6 games. He gets a first down on the defensive call. He said for his birthday he made sure he sampled everything, you know, the cake and everything. He said he got a lot of wishes, not necessarily well, from some of the fans of Notre Dame.
Well, maybe he was also talking about the nice birthday gift that his 2 children gave him, that nice suede coat, and his kids were so proud of it. They also wanted him to realize that, you know, I'm helping to pay for this, Dad, so they left the price tag.
The kid's wonderful, yeah. Yeah, his son in the 6th grade and daughter in the 10th grade.
You know, tough on not only head coaches, but on families when your team is losing.
Yeah, he said something very poignant, and every coach can relate to this. He said, you know when you're losing because your kids tell you they love you more.
Yeah.
They know when you're down. Very deliberate, this officiating crew, aren't they?
Well, like I said, run by an accountant.
That's right.
Yeah.
You know, that IRS gets all over you. You make a little mistake.
Oh, man. 1040 takes quite a bit of time. They ought to make every congressman fill out his own tax return. I tried to do that last year. What a joke.
What, your congressman? No, you can't say that.
Every congressman ought to fill out his own tax, his own 1040.
First down on the defensive hold at the 44-yard line. 3 minutes and 16 seconds left in the half. Give to the fullback, and they were waiting for Lipinski. Not a chance. 3 men right there to nail him. And a reminder, Road to the Breeders' Cup, one of the great days in racing, and it continues on NBC tomorrow. You'll be able to see it pre-Eastern, from famed Belmont Park, the running of the Flower Bowl Invitational Handicap. That features the top female grass horses in the nation, their final tune-up before the inaugural Breeders' Cup turf race. And you'll also see the most famous race on the European continent, the Arc de Triomphe from Paris. Road to the Breeders' Cup, tomorrow at 3 Eastern here on NBC. To be followed by the Gravity Games. We'll tell you about that later. On 2nd and 11 on the option, Jackson, and there's Torrance Marshall. Marshall might as well be running in the pocket of Jackson. He's just smothered every attempt for Jackson to run the option play.
Yeah, but on the other hand, he's been there for the fullback too. I mean, it's not just kind of getting the outside plays. Marshall, number 10, is really taking the inside plays as well. Jarius Jackson, it looks like a pretty good play so far, doesn't it? And then all of a sudden number 10 shows up, and when he hits you, you go down.
3rd down and 12 at the Sooner 45 with 2 minutes left in this first half. Irish go with a 3 wide receiver set, gather all the touchdown makers in the slot right. Blitz. Jackson lobs it up for Rakai Nelson, but it's out of bounds, and good coverage by Mike Woods. He denied the inside.
Yeah, but you know what, Dick? That's a play a quarterback has to keep the ball in bounds to give the wide receiver a chance. And you know, we watched Oklahoma. They do such a good job with their long passes of at least keeping the ball in bounds, letting the wide receiver have a chance. But that time, Jarius throws it out of bounds. No chance for the receiver to make a play. And a very athletic guy in Rakai Nelson.
And now the Sooners with 1:47 left have a chance to add to their lead as Jarrell Jackson fair catches it at the Oklahoma 10. A 35-yard punt, no return. 1 minute and 40 seconds, and Oklahoma with 1 timeout left, and the Sooners enjoy a 23-14 lead.
Sunday on an all-new Third Watch, on a day of disaster. A rookie will learn the hard way that every minute, every second counts, and life can change in an instant. All new Third Watch, NBC Sunday 8/7 Central.
Welcome back to Ken Burke, Pat Hayden, Paul Sunderland from Notre Dame Stadium with 1 minute and 40 seconds remaining in the first half. The Sooners with the ball at their own 11-yard line, leading by 9, 23-14. And Heupel hands it off to Thornton, and the little running back darts out to the 25-yard line on the first down. Thornton, who is averaging nearly 6 yards a carry this year. He's over 300 yards on the season. That's a plus 14.
Boy, and he gets to the hole very, very quickly.
Let's go to Paul Sunderland.
Well, a lot of concern on the Notre Dame sideline defensively. Greg Madison, their defensive coordinator, said, look, we got to get to the quarterback. We got to get to Josh Heupel. Maybe a little more zone blitz. Must hit him, must get to him. And now they got a little more favorable field position. Does Oklahoma to open it up? Back to you guys.
All right, Paul, with 1:18 left. It's again to Thornton, and he's up for another 10-yard gain near a first down before Johnny Sanders can make the tackle at the 35.
You know, a spread you out pass offense can also be a good run offense too, because there's just so many spaces to run. And you get those 4 or 5 wide receivers spread out. All those defensive backs and linebackers are spread out in the sidelines, and then you give the ball to a guy like Thornton who has some nice gains up the middle.
Now they could afford to pass after those 2 first downs on the run, and they throw the screen, and it doesn't work as Damian Mackey is knocked down by Mario Harrison. You know, the little running back Thornton at 5'5", he said, Little Mike has been my nickname all my life, and he said, I just fought to be able to play on the collegiate level, and he says, my goal this year is to be Mr. Mike.
He keeps making runs like that, he has a chance.
A gain of only a couple on the pass. It is 2nd down and 8. 26, 25, 24, and it would appear that Oklahoma not taking any chances with a lead here in the final ticks of the half. And again, a draw, Latrell, and he is tackled by Andy Wisney, another player from Tulsa, went to Jenks High School. Now that's the end of the half, and the Sooner fans with a chance to roar their team off the field. As Oklahoma with 3 brilliant kick returns by Brandon Daniels to set up the touchdowns, and one he scored himself for 89 yards, leaves the field 23-14. Paul?
Well, with Coach Davey, you said yesterday when we met with you it was probably going to have to get worse before it got better. Is this kind of what you anticipated?
What I said was sometimes it gets worse before it gets better, and that's just what happened. But we've created our own mistakes. You know, the kicking game, which has been pretty good for us so far this year, came back to haunt us. You know, anytime you let someone run a 100-yard kickoff return and then give them great field position, and then we have a punter that drops the snap on the punt. So we got a chance to come back and win this football game. We just got to eliminate mistakes. I think we can move the football, but we just need to play better.
All right, best of luck to you in the second half. Back to you, Dick.
All right, Paul. Indeed, the kick game has been the difference in this opening half. The Sooners really offensively have been stopped by the Irish defense, but no one has been able to stop that man, Brandon Daniels. We take you directly now to Dan Hicks, our New York studios, and the Sun America halftime report. And we welcome you back to Notre Dame Stadium. Both teams back on the field. Oklahoma using tremendous kickoff returns, building a 23-14 lead. And in fact, the Sooners, Daniels, is now only 48 yards from the all-time NCAA record, 248 yards in kickoff returns in a single game.
And that was done with 10 kickoff returns. He's only had 3, but you're going to see why. First of all, great design. You see the lane. I mean, anybody could run through that. Well, virtually anybody. But then, you know, set the entire tone for this first half for the Sooners. Here's the second one. Another giant hole. Now, all 3 of these returns are sideline returns. They're not going up the middle, but they're getting tremendous crackback blocks, and then Daniels is just hitting it. Great design, great results.
Brandon Daniels at this time last season was the quarterback of the Sooners, now a wide receiver, kick returner, 200 yards on 3 kickoff returns, and he will get the ball to start unless the Irish decide to onside kick in the second half.
Well, you see, you know, Notre Dame didn't have any turnovers. Remember at the very beginning of the broadcast, we said Notre Dame needed to force 3 turnovers on defense, and I still think that is an absolute key in this second half.
And they actually have done a good job, Notre Dame, in stopping Heupel in the offense of Oklahoma, just a little over 100 yards. But can they stop the kick returns? We'll get another example when we return. Yeah, they're all in focus now. Oklahoma leading 23-14. Let's get the reaction of head coach Bob Stoops. Paul?
Well, Coach, special teams was certainly the key for Oklahoma in the first half. What did you see in your preparation for this game that allowed you to dominate, particularly in the kick return area?
Well, our players are just doing a good job blocking and running, hitting some holes, and we've changed up our return a little bit, so it's working. But we just need to execute all parts of the game.
Last message to your team as they came out to this hollowed ground, looking forward to a big upset.
Hey, we're stay aggressive for 4 quarters.
All right, clear enough.
All right, Paul. And there he is, Brandon Daniels, the senior from Ada, Oklahoma. Will they kick to him? He's on the near side of the field. We're going to take it from the end zone just to show you the blocking scheme on this kickoff to start the second half. As Sanson sends it on the way, and he's not going to kick to him.
Yeah, that's a smart play.
And finally fallen on by Seth Luttrell, the fullback, at the 27-yard line. So they're going to try to deny Daniels a chance for the record.
Absolute right play. And that's the reason why. 200 yards on those 3 returns. Their best athlete, and that's saying something because Oklahoma has some.
That really puts it in perspective when the most yards on a kickoff returns in a game in NCAA history, 248 yards by Tyrone Watley of Iowa State against Nebraska. But Watley had 10 kickoff returns. Nebraska scoring
a zillion points
often. Daniels 203 returns. Heupel fires, and it's a diving catch by Jarrell Jackson at the 36-yard line.
Yeah, that was a heck of a throw and a good catch by Jackson.
Just shy of the first down.
Interceptions come from high balls. When you throw the ball high, particularly down the middle. That was at the outside, but still low. Allow your receiver to make the adjustment, which Jackson did there. For our first down.
No, not quite the first down. It's shy by about 1.5 yards. Yeah, the first half possessions, Oklahoma, a couple of touchdowns. But look at the short field. They started at the Notre Dame 37 and the 26 because of Daniels' kick returns. Hand off to Thornton, the little running back. Is the first down at the 41-yard line. Lamont Bryant and others twists him to the turf. Thornton, who grew up as a big Notre Dame fan, he told us he loved Rocket Ismail. Hard worker. I like the coach's quote on him, lion-hearted. That's a coach speak that really says the affection they have for this young running back.
Puts the flag on the hill.
First down at the 41. Opening series of this second half with the Sooners leading by 9. Heupel goes high and long and incomplete as Jackson fighting with Clifford Jefferson for the ball.
Remember we talked earlier in the game when Jerry Jackson threw the ball out of bounds? I mean, this is one of the things that Oklahoma does so well by design, and Mike Leach, the coordinator, says, hey, give the wide receivers a chance, keep the ball in bounds. They have 13 yards really from the numbers to the sideline. So you want to use that last 13 yards to give your wide receiver a chance to make the catch. You know, push away from the defender. Yeah, there's the numbers, 13 yards here. That's what they're trying to use in those deep balls.
And Heupel very good at laying the ball on the outside away from the defender. Here's another example. But this one almost intercepted as both D. Cooper and Jefferson were around the ball intended for Damian Mackey.
That one was like a punt. And it looked like D. Cooper would have intercepted that pass had it not been knocked away by Jefferson. It's up at the top.
That was a good job by Clifford Jefferson.
Yeah, it was good coverage. Had a chance to catch it. You know, he is dying for an interception. We talked to him yesterday and says, when I get my hands on that ball, I'm going to turn into a running back like I was in high school.
Third down and 10. Three-man rush. Heupel sets down the middle for the tight end. Incomplete. Chris Hammonds up high and surrounded by 3 defenders. Anthony Denman, 39, there to knock it away.
This was a courageous throw. I'm not sure I would have made it with a lead of 23-14 because the tight end, Chris Hammonds, was pretty doggone well covered. Again, threw it away from Denman, though. Still had a chance. Probably should have caught it.
Julius Jones comes in to return as Ferguson. A couple of punts. 46.5-yard average in the first half. Drives this one to Jones at the 17, bobbled, and down he goes. 41 yards on the punt, no return. The Irish have it for the first time in the second half. They're facing a 9-point deficit.
Notre Dame football is brought to you by Agilent Technologies, dreams made real. By Chevrolet Trucks, the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road. By Adidas, long live sport. And by the Principal Financial Group. For all your goals, plan ahead. Get ahead.
And welcome back to Notre Dame. You see on the helmets of the Sooners the number 3 in tribute to Derek Shepard, a former graduate assistant last year, was coaching at the University of Wyoming, died at age 35 of a heart attack while playing racquetball, and Oklahoma remembering one of their favorite sons. He played in the NFL with the Cowboys and the Redskins. Ball at the 17, 18-yard line. Sooners dig in defensively. Irish go to work offensively with Brown, the only wide receiver, out to the left. Darius Jackson, and it's Tony Fisher, and they stack him up. Looked like the same play they ran on the very opening play of the game when Fisher rambled 55 yards, the longest run of the season.
You know, a pretty efficient first half for Darius Jackson, 128 yards, threw the touchdown, no turnovers there. You know, ran the ball, well, not terribly effectively, but it's been special teams that have really put Notre Dame in a bind. Their offense has played well. Their defense has played particularly well, I think.
But those long kickoff returns, plus the bobble of the snap on a punt by Hildbold in his own end zone that led to a safety. Jackson off a fake, rolling against his throwing arm. Breaks a tackle, gets out to the 22-yard line. Did a good job of getting away from Corey Cowens, but Torrance Marshall laid some pretty good pads on him.
If he's not the first guy to hit you, he'll be the second guy to hit you. I'm talking about Torrance Marshall, number 10. This was supposed to be a little play into Jabari Holloway. They put in 3 new passes to the tight end, well defended by Mike Stoops' defensive troop. And then, boy, I tell you, Torrance Marshall just hammered him. And one thing about Darius Jackson, he is one tough guy.
Third down and 6. Fisher and Torrance Howard bookending Jackson out of that shotgun. Jackson being chased, and that's Pee Wee Woods on a corner blitz that gets him for the sack.
Pee Wee Woods on a big play.
And he's got some folks here cheering for him from nearby Chicago.
This is a guy, Pee Wee Woods, great cover guy. You know, 2 interceptions this far this year, and off the corner. Good call by Mike Stoops, Brent Venables, the co-defensive coordinators, to make that play.
Hillbold just does get it away. A short, wobbly kick. It bounds at the 45-yard line and down right there by Tony Driver. 30 yards on the punt, and Oklahoma will start at the Notre Dame 45. A reminder, beginning this Tuesday, primetime, NBC Sports presents the American League Baseball Division Series. Either Texas or Cleveland at Yankee Stadium against the world champion Yankees and shortstop Derek Jeter. Game 1 will start at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific here on NBC.
You know, I'm from Los Angeles. Any mathematical way the Angels can get in at this point?
I don't know. The Dodgers are also looking at that opportunity, sadly, for the fans out there. Yankees, tough to beat again. And off to Thornton. Look at those legs. That's constantly in motion. Picks up about 3 yards. And Brad Williams, who is starting in his 28th consecutive game, a senior from Orange, California, Mater Dei High School, made the tackle.
Well, look at that. He's been averaging 400 yards a game passing, only 92. So, you know, the Irish defense has done a pretty good job against him.
2nd down 7. Andre Wolford in motion. 4 wides in this play. There's a throw, incomplete. And Clifford Jefferson was the closest man on the field to that one. Brandon Daniels, the intended target.
And Heupel's going right to his wide receivers and saying, you have to sight adjust that. Well, there was a corner blitz. When that corner comes to the blitz, you've got to run the quick flat route. And that's what happened there. Heupel saw one thing, the wide receiver did the other.
It is quite stunning that Heupel, in his first year, brand new offense, although he's always been in a pass offense, how quickly he's picked up the system. We were impressed.
Very smart guy, very patient guy.
3rd down 7, 4 wides. Flag down.
That play.
Going deep down the middle, and no one there.
I think it was that same play that Oklahoma used. They try to draw the defense off sides. If you jump off sides, you snap the ball, everybody goes deep. Remember we talked about earlier, they've scored 3 touchdowns on this play this year.
He uses a hard count, and there he is.
The center snaps it. Free play, everybody's going deep. And you know, we talked to Josh Heupel this week. He said, you know, when the coaches told me about this play, he said, I thought it was ridiculous. And here they've scored 3 times on it.
New athletic director at Oklahoma, Joe Castiglione, did a great job in assembling this young staff. They're very impressive. 5 wide receivers this time, empty backfield. Changing the play, Heupel.
They just tried that same play again. They stayed onside, so now he calls a regular play.
Slant complete to Daniels. And Brandon Daniels has a first down, fumbled the ball at the 23, but he's ruled down, no fumble.
You know, Dick, when the Oklahoma Sooners were so successful in the 70s running the wishbone, I mean, they were hard to prepare for, very unique. They're just as hard to prepare for now, I think. Here's a little slant. I mean, they have a system where in the Big 12, I mean, there's some teams that are really going to have a hard time in 3 days preparing for this offense. And just like the wishbone presented you problems, this offense, led by the offensive coordinator Mike Leach and Mark Mangino, they are going to have a hard time.
A little bit of BYU, a little 49ers, and it goes all the way back to Sid Gilman, some of the plays. Great coach with the Chargers, Cincinnati in his collegiate days. Almost intercepted by Johnny Sanders as a flag goes down. And Heupel hits the deck too under pressure.
Remember Bob Stoops this week was saying that, hey, when he was at Florida, they said to Steve Spurrier, you can't win throwing the ball. Well, he won it, and obviously in the SEC throwing the ball, and Big Ten Purdue is winning, although they lost today throwing the football. The ACC, Georgia Tech, Florida State.
On the offense, 10 yards from the previous spot. Repeat first down.
10-yard holding penalty. And Stoops said something about Steve Spurrier. He said, I admired many things about Coach Spurrier, but the one thing that I'd like to share with you, he said, in 3 years, I never saw him have a bad day.
Yeah.
He was bright, upbeat, ready every day. And Steve Spurrier's son is a young assistant.
And coaching receivers, doing a good job.
Heupel up into Josh Norman's hands, and Norman inside the 20, finally out of bounds at the 15. And was that a nice throw?
That was touch, yeah.
Just lobbed it out there and led Norman down the sidelines 18 yards.
You're right, Dick. This, it looks like such an easy throw, but you got people in your face, you got defenders, you have to time this perfectly. It's like, throwing a ball into a bucket over that defender. Easy ball to catch. He doesn't break stride. He throws the ball to his roommate, which his roommate appreciates, I know. But, he has all the kind of throws. Down the middle, the touch passes. He can drill it when he has to.
Josh Heupel to Josh Norman. There's young Spurrier.
Little more visor.
Own identity. First down, Oklahoma at the 15. To the end zone, and open is Daniels for a touchdown. Brandon Daniels, what a day for this senior.
Oh, my. That is really good.
Heupel with his third touchdown pass to 3 different receivers, Jarrell Jackson, Trent Smith, and now to Brandon Daniels. 15-yard toss. And now for a 30-14 lead. The kick is good. 5 plays, 45 yards in less than a minute and a half. And the Sooners are up by 16.
Boy, this was a tight throw into the corner because Heupel had 3 blue jerseys around it. Again, lobbed it over 2 defenders in front of 1. That is a perfect throw into a really small area. Started with protection, throw the ball high to a spot, let your receiver pick it up.
10 minutes left in the third quarter. The Irish now have had the cards dealt. They need a huge comeback to win this one today. Career game for Brandon Daniels, a senior, 200 yards in kickoff returns, 1 for a touchdown, 89 yards, and now a 15-yard touchdown catch from Josh Heupel, his first touchdown reception of the season. And Bob Davies' team now down by 16 with 10 minutes left in the third quarter.
Yeah, not their type of game. Comeback like this.
Well hit kickoff to Terrence Howard in his own end zone. Howard hit and down shy of the 20-yard line. And it was number 38, Roy Williams, backup defensive back from Union City, California. Redshirt freshman with a tackle. They like him. Well, as we watch action here from Northern Indiana, the other scores, and down in the south at Bloomington, the Hoosiers with a 3-point win in overtime.
Professor's happy. Yeah, Professor Ember.
Well, they're the, let's see, cream and crimson, and Oklahoma's the crimson and cream.
What do you have at Wimbledon? Strawberries.
And cream. You're too quick for me. Can I, could you repeat the question? The 19-yard line. Jackson fakes to Fisher, scrambles, throws wide open. Joey Dever-Alders at Rakai Nelson, and Nelson breaking tackles out to the 45-yard line.
Well, you have to say muy bueno on that catch. Had a Spanish test yesterday. Did Rakai Nelson at 3 o'clock. Came into Sauce and said, hey, give me the chance. And you don't get many chances at Notre Dame as a wide receiver. So we have to make the most of these catches. Had a great game against Michigan State, a losing effort. Who caught 6 balls for 117. And one of those dynamic guys. And if they're going to come back from 30 to 14, you got to give him some opportunities.
From Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, a senior. Nelson with his second catch today and shaken up a bit. He really had a sandwich hit. First down at the 45. Direct snap to Jackson, and then the shovel pass incomplete.
It's an incomplete pass.
Not a fumble.
That is a forward pass.
Well, that's a play we haven't seen this year.
No, and we've seen a couple of new wrinkles, passes to their tight ends, or at least attempted passes to the tight end, just has not worked out. You know, you wonder a little bit, Dick, is perhaps Notre Dame trying to do too much? You know, they've got an option game, they're trying to have a power game, they got the play action game, the drop back game. Kevin Rogers is looking for a lot more consistency out of that quarterback position.
Well, Tony Fisher, you talk about the running game, they were averaging only 2.9 yards a rush on first down, and he started today first carry 55 yards, but since then 14 carries, only 41 yards. The Sooner defense has figured things out rather properly. On second down, Jackson gunning the ball to Bobby Brown, and the senior with a good move. And finally knocked out of bounds at the Oklahoma 32-yard line by Rodney Riddell. Oh, is that? You know, the strength of the arm of Jarius Jackson.
Well, we saw it earlier in the throw to Joey Getherall for the touchdown. Good route by Bobby Brown. You chase the defensive back, make him think you're going deep. That's Pee Wee Woods. Woods misses the tackle because of a good move after the catch by Bobby Brown. But down 30-14, these are the kind of plays they're going to have to make. Catch the ball and then make something happen after the catch.
Look at 20. Rocky Kalmus coming from well off the play to make the tackle. First down at the 32 with 9:25 left in the third. Both wide receivers to the left, Brown and Getherall. And it's Fisher, and he's caught in the backfield. Struggles to get to the line of scrimmage as Rocky Kalmus, from a family of baseball players, is Kalmus, number 20. His uncle Dick Kalmus, major league right-hander, World Series with the Dodgers. His brother Lance, a minor league pitcher. He threw a little baseball himself in high school at Jenks.
You get the feeling for Rocky Kalmus football is important, don't you?
Oh, yeah. He what a tradition there at that Jenks High School outside of Tulsa. They're 39-2 in his 4 years there, producing just a lot of collegiate talent. Jackson keeping, does not deliver the pitch and goes to the 25-yard line. Full tribute to this Jenks High School. Just on these two teams, 7 men. Brumble, who didn't make the trip, but Callan's a starter, Kalmus a starter. Jason Beckstrom, the Irish really like that young freshman cornerback. Mahan, they're going to see him more and more at offensive tackle, and Wisney also offensive tackle. Here's Norman in Oklahoma City, the state capital, Stillwater, and Tulsa. Jenks right there outside Tulsa. 9,500 in the town of Jenks. The stadium seats 6,000.
That tells you where people are on Friday nights.
All right, third down and 3 for Jackson. Throws underneath and gets the first down at the Oklahoma 16-yard line, and it's Getherall, a small target, but he found the seam.
Yeah, he's kind of an amazing guy to me. All 5'7", 175 pounds, but tough as they come. A guy that, you think, hey, we're going to have the big tight end, the big wide receivers work the middle, but no, they asked Joey Getherall to do it. Caught a great touchdown pass, good catch and run early in the game, and that one, when they needed a third down catch, kind of hunkers down over the middle.
Getherall with a 58-yard touchdown catch in the second quarter that made it 16-14 Oklahoma. It's now 30-14. Jackson on the roll. Good block. Stops. Looks. Throws deep. Has a man. Tight end Holloway. Touchdown. Jabari Holloway's first of the year. Check that, his second touchdown of the season as that transcontinental throw from Jarius Jackson to Jabari Holloway.
You know, the impromptu play, the Oklahoma defensive coaches have to disappoint because well defended. And then all of a sudden the improvisation of Jarius Jackson to find Holloway in the corner, you're right back in the ballgame.
Sampson adds the extra point, and it's 30-21. A 81-yard drive by the Irish in 7 plays with a capper coming 15-yard touchdown to Jabari Holloway, the junior from Riverdale, Georgia.
Just when you think the play's over, it's not. Again, that was a good touch play there by Jackson, who took a shot. You know, Dick, this Irish team is difficult to put away. Yes, they've lost 3 games to 3 pretty good opponents. Boy, they give you a game, and there's no quitting these guys. They were down, now they're right back in it. They just need a good special teams play.
Holloway, such a terrific target at 6'4" and 260. Very bright young guy and majoring in engineering.
Double major, engineering and management information systems.
Now,
yeah, the adventure begins. Yeah, I don't think so. I wouldn't do it.
If you're just joining us, the reason that Pat Hayden is saying just scooted short is that Brandon Daniels, the senior for Oklahoma, number 8, has returned 3 kickoffs, a total of 200 yards, 1 for an 89-yard touchdown. And they kick the other way towards Jarrell Jackson at the 15.
They got something set up here again.
And he cuts through at the 28, and that took a terrific tackle by Carlos Pierre-Antoine, the sophomore from Everett, Washington. He was about the only blue jersey within 15 yards.
Yeah, and Pierre-Antoine, number 2, has had a great year up to today's game, really stopping opponents on the kickoff return. That is his 8th tackle this year on the kickoff team.
So Oklahoma starts at its 29-yard line. Good point of the 3rd quarter. Leading by 9. 3 wides and a tight end. And give it to Thornton. And Mr. Mike gets it out to the 31-yard line. A pickup of almost 6 yards for the Oklahoma Sooners. Paul, what do you have for us?
Well, not good news from the Notre Dame sideline. Not only are they down on the scoreboard, but one of their best offensive weapons, wide receiver Rakai Nelson, is gone for at least the rest of this afternoon. Injured left knee, no specific diagnosis. Pads are off. Knee is heavily bandaged and iced, so he will not return today. Back to you guys.
Yeah, thank you, Paul. He took that vicious hit, 2 men simultaneously. Heupel throwing to the sidelines, intercepted by Lee Lafayette. And there's the first turnover for the Irish.
Well, we said they needed 3. And when a team averages 47 passes a game to beat them, you've got to make them pay. You've got to have some interceptions. They're first. Good coverage by Lee Lafayette, and ill-advised throw by Heupel, particularly when you're up by 9 points. Started by a good inside rush by Lamont Bryant. Then really forced it, and that was, I think Lee Lafayette was a bit surprised, but just shows you how easy Heupel's ball is to catch.
Savage, the intended receiver, and Lafayette looks, and the ball's thrown right to his waist. That was good coverage by the senior from Hopkins Park, Illinois, and Bob Davie. He's fighting to get off that 3-game losing streak. Trails by 9, 6.5 minutes left in the 3rd. Getterall in motion. And there's going to be a pitch back, but the Oklahoma Sooner defense and William Barty on a safety blitz ran right into the play. Driver is going to pitch back to the quarterback and then try the long throw, but did not work.
You're right. Getterall was streaking down the field, although he was pretty well covered by number 2, Mike Woods. But that was the idea. You give the ball into the line, you pitch it back, but Barty, the free safety, says no thank you.
A gain of a yard on the play, and not really. 2nd down and 10. 126 yards in the 1st quarter, and since then, 0 yards against the Sooner defense. 9 men up on the line of scrimmage for Oklahoma. So Jackson fires to Brown. Was his knee down? Apparently not. Lurches forward to a first down. It should be at the 46-yard line. Very close. They may have to measure.
Bobby Brown is a good target. 6'2", and before they gave him a big cushion. This time it's him against Pee Wee Woods, drives him upfield, and then he really kind of comes back to the ball, but makes him think deep, and then he comes back to gather the ball on the curl-in.
Number 88, same number worn by Michael Irvin at Lauderhill High School in Florida. Bailey, they call the wide-eyed senior. They will measure for a possible first down.
I'll tell you, if Notre Dame comes back, I'll tell you, it's going to be through the passing game. Still down by 9 points. Get the first down there. But their passing game really has come alive this second half. Got pretty good protection. A lot of it has been some very good throws and smart reads by Jarius Jackson.
Jackson, as the other scorers come by at the bottom of your screen. Back into the huddle. And they have Joey Getherall wide right. And now they send Brown farther right. Fisher, the tailback. From the Sooner 45.5. Fake to Fisher. Kept by Jackson, and 2 tough yards earned. And the tackle made by Torrance Marshall and Rocky Kelmus.
You know, at the end of this game, you look at the defensive statistics. You're going to see number 10 and number 20 at Oklahoma have made an awful lot of tackles.
Well, that's how it's gone the first 3 games. Kelmus with 34 to lead the team, and second is Marshall, just 2 hits behind.
This is a guy that this Marshall has not played football in 2 years. JC transfer. This junior college didn't have it. Didn't play football there.
242 pounds and 4'5", 40, and he has the best vertical leap, 41 inches on the team. The throw almost intercepted by Mike Woods. He was close to going all the way as Tom Lipinski, the fullback, slanting into the flat, was the target.
Well, you know, they were thinking, the quarterback, Jarius Jackson, thought number 2, Mike Woods, was going to take the inside guy, Getherall. He stayed outside. That was his assignment, and he should have drilled the ball. Otherwise, at real risk that Mike Woods catches that and goes for 6.
3rd down and 8. One of the Sooner players kicked the football, so referee moves in to re-spot. And winds it up again. Brown to the left. Getherall slotted right with Jay Johnson far right. 3rd and 8. Jarius Jackson fires to Getherall. Does he have it? Juggling catch, and yes, ruled a catch inside the 35. First down.
Well, 2 times in a row on 3rd downs when they've needed a play, Jarius Jackson has gone to a slot man, Joey Getherall. And he turns away from the defender there, Ante Jones, number 11. And he just kind of felt the inside pressure, so he turns outside. Jackson feels the same thing.
The injured shoulder knocked Getherall out of 2 Michigan State games, and his return certainly welcome as a touchdown today. On first down, blitz on, and Jackson gets it away to Getherall. Complete again at the 20. Hit by Rideau, who has to be in double figures in tackles. And Jackson, as he threw the ball, was really under pressure.
You're going to see a lot of these defenders coming right in on Jarius Jackson. He knows he's going to get hit, hangs in there, and then in the good sight adjustment by Joey Getherall. And then again, Getherall knows he's going to get clobbered. Both the quarterback knew he was going to get a hit, and that is great concentration.
He was the cornerback on the blitz.
Yep.
Oh, first down, the Irish at the 20, trailing 30 to 21 here in the 3rd quarter. Jackson stumbles, gets back in balance, and dives to the 12-yard line. A gain of 8. Marshall again there to down the ball carrier.
Good offensive series again for the Irish. Remember, this is after an interception by the Irish defense. The good runs to Tony Fisher set up generally the play actions. That was supposed to be a play action pass, but again, another ad lib by Jarius Jackson. Strong runner.
And time will be called here. Torrance Marshall shaken up on that last play, so that middle linebacker has had a terrific game. Helped off the field, a little woozy.
He has been not good. He has been sensational in this game.
This drive starting with the interception by Lee Lafayette back at the Irish 43. Now down inside the 15-yard line. 2nd down and a short 3. Fisher up the middle. Big hole. Tony Fisher to the 1-yard line. Rideau Another tackle to save a touchdown. First and goal for the Irish.
And a great call by Kevin Rogers. He went right after Torrance Marshall's replacement. That was Tanner Reynolds, number 52. See, 52 get on the lead block there by Lipinski. I mean, you see a guy like Marshall's dominated the defensive game. He goes out with an injury. The offensive coordinator calls the play. Let's go after his replacement.
Well, 4 shots from the 1-yard line for Bob Davie, who almost saw that signal for touchdown. Tony Driver into the end zone. Touchdown, Notre Dame.
Well, Dick, it's a 3-point game right now. We both know Notre Dame has struggled with extra points this season. This is an important extra point for the Irish.
In fact, Jim Sanson missing a very short field goal, 22 yards in the first quarter, or this would be for the lead. It hooks and gets through. Oh, my.
That was a poor snap. That was not Sanson. That was a poor snap. A pretty good hold by James Caputo.
Tony Driver, the junior from Louisville, diving in for the touchdown. And with the extra point, Notre Dame pulls within 2. It's 30-28. We had the feeling prior to today it was going to take at least 30 points to win. And no matter which side you're rooting for, that's going to be the case.
Guys, you might want to
back at Notre Dame and soon to be seen on Gravity games as the student body here at Notre Dame celebrates the touchdown. And the Irish down 30-14 early in this third quarter. A couple of unanswered touchdowns have pulled within 2, and that's the man they're kicking away from, Brandon Daniels, 200 yards, including a touchdown on kickoff returns. And they kick this one bounds down, and Daniels will get a chance from the 10. 20, 25, 31. So about 21 yards on that. That gives him 221. And he is now closing in on the all-time NCAA record of 248.
You know, Josh Heupel's in his first year as the starting quarterback for Oklahoma. And you know what? I think teammates, you always wonder about your quarterbacks in situations like this. And yeah, he's played remarkably well in their first 3 ball games, but now they have a real tough one. On the road, only up by 2 points, and you wonder, hey, can my quarterback get us in the end zone again?
He had a big second half, 21 unanswered points against Louisville. Gives to Thornton, and the little big man out close to the 40-yard line. A gain of nearly 8 yards before Johnny Sanders can get him down. He's a delightful kid. You know, the little guys seem to have bigger smiles. He was fun to chat with. Dallas high school Carter has produced so many terrific players, and the team's so good that he just couldn't start in high school. So he's never given up. That's Daniels in motion. Fake to Thornton, and that's Daniels on a reverse. 45, 50, and out of bounds with a first down at midfield.
And Bob Davies calling for a hold that he saw on Stockar McDougal, the right tackle. And it was right in front of Bob Davies. He thought number 78 of Oklahoma grabbed it.
Fake to Thornton, and there comes Daniels on the reverse.
This is a dynamic offense. They can do a lot of things in the passing game and then in the running game as well. Here's what Davies sees right down here. 78. I don't think that was a hold there. That didn't look like it did.
So first down, Oklahoma at the 50. Antoine Savage in motion. Gives 3 wide receivers left. And the throw on that screen again. And not much to Jarrell Jackson, who gets to the Notre Dame 47.
You know, Notre Dame's defense, again, we've talked, they've done a pretty good job. Heupel has only thrown for 145 yards, 139 today. Look at the average, almost 400 today, only 139. 536 so far, 206. I mean, they've done a pretty doggone good job.
The With a minute 15 seconds left in the third period. 4 yards on the last pass play. Second down 6. Change the play.
Trying to get him to jump off sides and throw deep. Didn't go for it.
Blitz, throw, Savage, inside, first down at the Irish 38-yard line. Antoine Savage, boy, they've got such a large core of receivers. They just interchangeable. They all look the same. Good speed, good hands.
Yeah, isn't it incredible, Dick? You know, they have over 100 receptions this year, these wide receivers and backs. And last year, their leading receiver only had 12 catches.
Savage, a freshman from Albany, Georgia, former high school option quarterback. Leading by 2, the Sooners in the final minute of the third quarter. First down at the 38 of Notre Dame. Into the flat, incomplete and broken up. Intended for Josh Norman, and it was Devon Harper making the play.
Harper's had a good ball game for the Irish. Pretty good on the screen plays in particular. That time knocking it away. Made some real good tackles. They used him in nickel to blitz some. That was good. He was open early. Good catch-up speed. Good drive there by Harper. Heupel knows there's this team up by 2 points. You know, you need another 10 yards to give your field goal team a real chance.
There's the good distribution again by Heupel. There's the screen. And once again, Damian Mackey gets little yardage as the Irish defense there. Lamont Bryant and Clifford Jefferson collaborating on the tackle at the 35-yard line, and what should be the final play of this third period brings up third down and 7.
There's good tackling too, Dick. We've talked about, you know, Oklahoma had what, nearly 600 yards after the catch this year. Today they only have 56 yards after the catch, so some good tackling by the defensive backs of Notre Dame.
Quite a game here at Notre Dame Stadium. We've played 3 quarters. Oklahoma 30, Notre Dame 28. And we'll return to action here in South Bend, Indiana after these words from your local station. Back at Notre Dame, and on Fridays, that's one of the honors to be able to spray the helmets of the Irish fresh gold. And they're on the defensive side now. And a big play, third down, 7 to open the fourth quarter. Oklahoma at the Irish 35, leading by 2. Josh Heupel with 4 wide receivers. Daniels, who's been the star, is the slot man on the left. He's going long for Mackey, incomplete, and down he goes. Incidental trip. No flag.
Well, you know, earlier they called one on Devon Harper that I didn't think was pass interference. That, at first glance, that looked like it was. Is he getting dragged down with the left hand? No, he wasn't. No, I was wrong. Clifford Jefferson, good play. Good play by Jefferson.
So it's out of field goal range for Tim Duncan, who has kicked 2 for 2, but both have been short. So Bob Stoops goes for it on 4th and 7. Figuring the punt doesn't get him that much advantage. I like this call.
Receiver's got to know where the first down marker is.
And timeout. He could see a blitz coming as a Johnny Sanders was just rearing at the bit on that left corner.
That's a bad use of a timeout. Bad use of a timeout in the fourth quarter.
Early in the fourth, Oklahoma by 2.
Notre Dame football is brought to you by Champion, the official outfitter of Notre Dame football. By the all-new Chevy Monte Carlo, the side you show the world is up to you. And by American General Financial Group. Live the life you've imagined.
Welcome back, and Josh Heupel in the offense leaves the field, and Bob Stoops changes his mind. Jeff Ferguson, the punter, in.
Yeah, that's why I think it was a bad use of the timeout, quite honestly, Dick. I mean, in the fourth quarter, you may need that to win the ball game.
Each team has used a timeout in the second half. The Irish don't really believe this is a punt. No one has gone back to return.
I'll tell you one thing is the punter should not punt this ball into the end zone. You know, what that gives you a net, what, 10-yard punt, 15-yard punt?
Yeah.
So you got to aim for that 10-yard marker or punt it extremely high to allow your guys to go down and cover it.
Ferguson is surveying the field and sees the Irish roll up. It's 30-28. Back and forth we've gone. The Irish with the last two scores after they had fallen behind 30-14 on a Heupel to Brandon Daniels touchdown early in this third period. Jackson answered with a 15-yarder to Jabari Holloway, and after Lee Lafayette intercepted his first pass of the season, Tony Driver capped a 56-yard drive to pull Notre Dame within 2. Don't know what the delay is here.
There's been everything in this game. Kickoff returns, long passes, some long runs. Some spectacular play by both quarterbacks.
A reminder, tomorrow at 4 Eastern, NBC kicks off its coverage of the inaugural Gravity Games. Tune in. Amazing athletes featured in this weekend's big event, stand-up skateboarding, where participants race downhill at over 40 miles an hour. Gravity Games coverage begins tomorrow at 4 Eastern on NBC.
Yeah, I'm really stoked about this Gravity Games.
Edgy stuff.
Yeah, it is edgy. Edgy competitions. Yeah. I dare you to try that at home, Dick.
Oh, I already have.
Yeah.
I go right. We got the big ramp down our driveway.
That's good.
It's that sudden stop at the end.
What the number of timeouts by Notre Dame? They have 3 timeouts this half, not 2.
Oh, so good correction there. The Irish have all 3 timeouts. I'm sure Bob Davie reminding the official that the scoreboard had indicated 2. And this very deliberate officiating crew finally says, let's play. Still no one back as Ferguson in punt formation. That's Sean Luttrell, the up back, the fullback. And it is a punt. Pooches.
Oh, that's a good punt. That is a good punt.
You can't do it much better than that. Right to the 2-yard line. 33 yards. But that's all that Coach Stoops could have asked of his punter. There's Jonathan Hayes, former great tight end with the Chiefs.
What a third quarter we've had, though. A lot of big plays by both teams. Heupel in the corner, perfect throw to Brandon Daniels. And then the magical play by Jarius Jackson into the corner to his tight end, Jabari Holloway. Seen some good defense, too. How about Lee Lafayette's interception that set up a touchdown, set up this touchdown by Tony Driver. Interesting third quarter.
And a very entertaining game, for that matter. If you weren't with us early, first play of the game was a 55-yard run by Tony Fisher. The Irish scored, kicked off, and Brandon Daniels took it 89 yards, and within 2 minutes we had a 7-7 game. Up the middle goes Driver, and he's slammed down at the 7-yard line by Ryan Fisher, the junior from Arlington, Texas.
First 2 things I think an offense thinks about, Dick, when you're down in this situation is they at least get the ball to the 10-yard line where your punter has some room. This is what Kevin Rogers is thinking. Secondly, ideally you'd love to get that first down, but the first thing is make sure at least your punter has some room to punt the ball. And you need 15 yards.
5 yards for Driver on first down, 2nd and 5. The Irish certainly piling up the yards. They're going to hit the 400 mark soon, and maybe on this play.
Oh, that's a big first down.
Driver has the first down at the 14-yard line. Rideau, the safety man, another tackle for Oklahoma.
Well, for the first time this year, the Irish have been multidimensional. They've been able to throw the ball down the field, get some big plays, but when they've had to, as they had just right then, they've been able to run the ball with some power from tackle to tackle.
And went back to fundamentals with the extra week. As Bob Davie, the big concern for him is that his teams have played well. They're young, but they've made so many mistakes that they defeated themselves. The enemy was Notre Dame. Now Jackson, even though deep in his own end, inside the 15, operates from the shotgun. Throws down the middle. Incomplete, intended for Fisher.
Adam, sometimes when a running back lines up as a wide receiver, as Tony Fisher did there, just the sequence, the timing isn't quite right. Didn't get off the line real well, cleanly. I think Jarius Jackson felt the defensive back. Rideau, number 45, coming in, so he had to throw the ball a little low.
Good news for Oklahoma. Torrance Marshall was helped off the field in the second half, has returned at middle linebacker, number 10. Trailing 30-28, the Irish 2nd and 10. Complete. Fullback Joey Goodspeed to the 25-yard line and a first down.
Joey Goodspeed is a guy who's been disappointed that he hasn't been given more opportunities for the Irish this year. A week ago or 2 weeks ago, they didn't give him the ball on 3rd and 1, and they punted on 4th and 1. He's a fullback, says, hey, in those kind of situations, give the ball to your fullback. But he's developed here into a pretty good receiver. His 7th catch of the year. Excuse me, his 6th catch of the career, only his 6th of the year, 7 in his entire career. So he's developed into a pretty good receiver for Kevin Rogers.
Man who, as a boy, loved trains, and so does his dad. He's a conductor for the Burlington Northern Railroad. He was the big Bears fan growing up in Montgomery, Illinois. Loved Buckus. So that tells you about his attitude. The give is to Fisher, twisting across the 30 to the 32-yard line. A gain of about 7. Pee Wee Woods, the right corner, and Rodney Rideau, the tackles.
That was the play they opened the game with. Unbalanced line. They shift the tight end, Jabari Holloway, from one side to the other, and then run into that the strength of that offensive line.
Notre Dame in the second half, they 3 and out on their first possession, but touchdowns their last 2.
Well, the last one was set up by the interception by Lee Lafayette.
Holloway, the tight end, split way out to the right.
Yeah, no one's guarding him. No one's there.
And finally, Rideau calls time.
Oh, boy.
Oh, if they'd have gotten that one off, Holloway had no one on this side of the field covering him.
Again, a second use of the timeout by Oklahoma in this very tight ball game.
The Sooners down to 1 timeout. There he is, Holloway. Nobody there defensively for Oklahoma. The Sooners wisely call timeout with 12.5 minutes left in the game. Sooners by 2. There's our score. Arizona State trails UCLA 21-7 at halftime. Back at the 32-yard line in this great tradition, 9th meeting between these two football powers. Notre Dame winning 7 of the previous 8. 2nd down and 4. And Fisher met by Rocky Kalmus. And Kalmus, the solid sophomore, pushes the Irish ball carrier backwards.
Well, he does a lot of that, doesn't he, Kalmus? He and Marshall. And one thing, when your linebackers are making all those tackles, it certainly means your defensive linemen are doing their job too. But number 20, Kalmus, leading tackler. I mean, just absolutely drills Tony Fisher. You talk about filling a hole, Kalmus did it. No lead blocker on him. They better get a lead blocker on him.
His mom, Linda's here. She's a nurse. Her dad is coached basketball with Eddie Sutton at Oklahoma State, was an assistant. Now retired. 3rd down 3, just 1 yard on the last play. Jackson wants to run it. Gets a block. Fights his way upfield. All the way to the 43-yard line. Jarius Jackson.
A good call by Kevin Rogers. You know, 23-yard run there by Jarius Jackson when they needed 3. And it was a quarterback draw all the way. And, you know, I think a lot of the Oklahoma defenders knew it was a quarterback draw situation because they look at so many quarterback draws Notre Dame has won. And yet the strength of Jarius Jackson.
Tony Driver made a terrific block to send him off to the left.
And Bob Davie has a lot to be happy about with that call and that run.
First down at the Sooner 44. 11.5 left in the 4th quarter. The Irish trailing Oklahoma 30-28. Tony took Fisher, and he battles his way to the 36-yard line. 8 yards on first down. Pee Wee Woods, knife on the tackle.
Well, Kevin Rogers doing a really good job of mixing it up. Unbalanced line once again. He's used that an awful lot today, where he sets up the Holloway on one side and brings him over on a shift.
And not many changes defensively for Oklahoma. They played basically with the same 11 men, and they seem to be wearing down here in the fourth.
Well, we said time of possession was a key element for Notre Dame in this ballgame for two reasons. Wear them down, but keep Josh Heupel on the sidelines.
A little late in getting to their coverage here on the near sidelines as Holloway again splits out the tight end. Jackson, lots of time, throws open Getherall, 15, 10, and he's to the 8-yard line.
Well, there's some confusion right now by that set on the Oklahoma defense. Twice they've been very late getting to Jabari Holloway on the right side of the defense. But then this time they go back to the left side and find a wide open Joey Getherall. This is the same pass he caught for a touchdown in the first half, Dick. That post
yards.
Yeah.
This time after a 58-yard touchdown in the second quarter. 6 catches, 132 yards for Getherall. His best game in a Notre Dame uniform. First and goal for the Irish at the 7.
There goes that unbalanced line again.
Good speed, and Fisher behind Jackson. Fisher trying to get outside. Does. 5. 2-yard line. Saving tackle for Oklahoma by Mike Woods on the corner.
See Joey Getherall trying to block his guy down there. All 5'7", 175, threw it right into that defensive back. It's designed to go off tackle. Fisher's got very good speed, bounces it outside. We're looking for that last block by Getherall. Mike Stoops, the co-defensive coordinator.
He's making every tackle.
Well, he was an old strong safety.
Second and goal, 2 yards away from the lead. The Irish haven't led since the first minute and a half of the game. And it's offside. Contact made. Fisher and Burton jumping. That'll cost them about a yard when you go half the distance to the 1-yard line.
Well, Oklahoma's had success drawing people off sides this year, and no doubt about that one.
Actually, Darrell Bright, number 95 from Tulsa, Washington High School. This drive started way back at the Notre Dame 2-yard line. They're 1 yard away from a 98-yard march for the lead. Driver, second touchdown of this half, and Notre Dame reclaims the lead. A drive, Pat Hayden, that Bob Davie and the offensive staff for Notre Dame has been hungry to see. They haven't had one like it all season long. A totally dominating offensive line, giving big holes and going a full length of the field for the touchdown, 98 yards.
And now the 2-point conversion attempt by Notre Dame.
Score is 34-30, trying to give it a 6-point lead. With Fisher in motion. That leaves good speed. Jackson rolls. Flag down. Throw. Jump ball. Incomplete. Bobby Brown in a mass of Sooners. And now let's check the penalty. It's against Notre Dame. So the Irish will settle for the 34-30 lead.
Well, you're right. And absolutely, a very impressive drive.
On the offense, declined. Extra point was incomplete.
And kind of a statement drive for that offensive line for Notre Dame that really has been under duress. And now Bob Stoops worried about his team getting right back in it. Good power play off the side. Second touchdown there for Tony Driver. Same kind of play. And then the 2-point conversion, the attempt to put them up by 6. A holding call. Jackson just trying to get it over the top. No good.
Brandon Daniels 28 yards away from establishing the NCAA record for most yards kickoff returns in a single game. Has 221 yards and 4 returns, and Notre Dame trying to keep it away from him. Tyrone Watley 10 kick returns against Nebraska. Owns the record.
I would expect a squib again.
Daniels screen. He's going to get a chance. Picks it up late. And he's pinned on the sidelines. Almost squirted out to the 24-yard line. Only about a half dozen yards on that one. So good job by Notre Dame of denying Daniels.
Well, Josh Heupel, you find out a lot about a quarterback when you're behind in the fourth quarter. You have to answer a lot of questions to new teammates, Dick, and this is one of those situations for Josh Heupel.
He's been averaging almost 400 yards a game passing. Does have 3 touchdowns today and 1 pick.
One thing, he seems awfully calm for this situation.
They start in the shotgun at the 24 with 9 minutes, 9 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Into the flat. Luttrell tackled by Devron Harper for a loss. He has played a big game defensively. Senior from Orangeburg, South Carolina. That'll please his NFL playing brother Dwayne. Maybe calls constantly for critiques.
Well, he's going to love his performance tonight because he's done a lot of ways in coverage, in blitzes, and most particularly, I think, in tackling.
Loss of 2 on first down. Underneath, wide open, the tight end Smith, and he's out to the 34-yard line, very close to a first down. Smith has one of the touchdowns today, 4 catches in the game.
Boy, Josh Heupel scans the field awfully well. I mean, he had to be the 4th receiver, and he looks at all 5 of those receivers. Smith got, as you mentioned, the touchdown on an inside route. And again, he's probably number 4 there. The back is usually their 5th option. You know, watch how Heupel scans. He's looking to his right first. Nothing there. Good protection. Comes all the way back. Easy ball to catch.
Close enough to measure. Smith didn't quite get enough, or did he? Boy, it couldn't be tighter.
Missed by the size of a 10-40 return.
So it'll be 3rd down and inches. Next to Trent Smith, Pat, as a freshman, seeing much more duty than Oklahoma had expected. Matt Anderson, a top tight end in the Big 12, out with a knee injury, and then Chris Hammonds took the starting spot, and Smith with a lot of 2 tight end sets, getting considerable work and producing.
Absolutely.
4 catches and a touchdown today.
You know, with this offense on 3rd and short, anything is available. You wouldn't, you know, this might be the time they try the, the false drop, draw them offsides, throw deep. They might try that play. I know Greg Madison's worried about that. They're screaming on the sideline. Yeah, do not jump offside. He's looking for the deep ball over the top. That's what he's saying. Look for the deep ball over the top.
Thornton, the sole running back, and Heupel able to wiggle forward on the sneak, a yard to the 35 and a first down.
Well, you know, if you had 2 timeouts or 3 timeouts remaining, you know, with 8 in the fourth quarter, you'd think, hey, you can take your time a little bit. But Bob Stoops has to worry about not only being behind by 4 points, but the clock. Again, they used 2 timeouts earlier in this half. I think they probably could have used them better. So the way Notre Dame's offense is playing right now, this could be their last possession. So they have to make something happen here on this possession.
First down and the shotgun Heupel with 7:50 left in the fourth. Underneath, complete, Josh Norman, and he carries a couple of Notre Dame tacklers 5 yards to the 40. 2nd and 5. Tune in tonight, folks, at 8, 7 Central for Freaks and Geeks, NBC's newest Saturday hit, followed by all new episodes of The Pretender and Profiler. All new, all night, tonight on NBC.
Did you ever wear a slide rule on your pocket when you were in the Geeks?
The old calculus days. Yeah. 2nd and 5. My kids still call me one, in fact. Trying to grow out of it. Heupel over the middle, incomplete. He and Norman trying to work out a opening, but Norman wasn't quite on the same pattern with the quarterback. 3rd and 5.
Well, this is the first time Oklahoma has been behind this year in the fourth quarter. And again, this is a critical down for them, really because of the way Notre Dame has taken the ball offensively this year. So if you're forced to punt, well, you know, your defense is tired right now.
At the 40-yard line, 3rd down 5. 2 wide receivers to the left, the tight end, and Daniels to the right. Going long, and he has the tight end Smith open, and what a play by Johnny Sanders. And it looked as if that one was going to be a big gainer, but the senior Sanders able to get a hand in and bat it loose.
It's called catch-up speed. You know, every defensive back has to have the catch-up speed. There's going to be times when you're beaten, but when the ball gets there is when you have to be there. And that was great catch-up speed by Johnny Sanders.
Bob Davie had been working on some bonus money as a cheerleader today. He's really worked hard on the sidelines. Here's Jeff Ferguson to punt it. Julius Jones back inside the Irish 25. Plenty of time, just under 7 minutes left in the game. Jones fair catch at the 26-yard line. 35 on the punt, no return.
At the 26-yard line.
The Irish hope that next week's game against Arizona State will run the same course as last season's contest in Tempe. Jarius Jackson's TD pass to Malcolm Johnson got the Irish rolling. Then a Johnny Sanders picked off Brian Keeley, dashed 25 yards, and Notre Dame led 21-3. Autry Denson closed the scoring with a 1-yard shot. Notre Dame 28, Arizona State 9. Sun Devils seek revenge next Saturday at 2:30 Eastern.
Really good speed, had a big game last year too.
Yes, he did. Sonny Fisher trying to pick a hole, not much there.
You know, the Notre Dame offensive line has had a great ball game, Dick, but here is it in the game. 6:40 remaining in the 4th quarter. You're at home, you're up by 4 points. You need to grind out a couple of first downs. Oklahoma is tired. They only have 1 timeout remaining. This is an offensive lineman's dream. Poise at important times of the game. Jarius Jackson played remarkably well.
You got to remember that Jackson, as a quarterback, has fullback size. He's over 230 pounds. Tough man to bring down, as you saw in that play. 5:48 left in the 4th quarter. The Irish on the move again, leading 34-30. Fisher toppled at the 34-yard line. And the score is interesting by going for 2 points. Should Oklahoma stiffen on this drive and the Irish have to go for a field goal would make it a 7-point game. And of course that has to be working in the back of the mind of Bob Stoops, the young head man. Grew up in Youngstown, Ohio. Cardinal Mooney High School was a school his dad coached for 26 years. And of course, Bob Davie played at Youngstown State and tried to sign Stoops as a defensive secondary coach. He's always admired the young talent.
Well, he played for Bob Stoops' uncle, who's also named Bob.
And after whom he was named. Jackson. Out of bounds at the 11-yard line. Make it the 8 as they spot it.
You know, a magnificent effort by a guy who's been under duress here in South Bend. The sole captain of the Irish. I mean, he has taken this game into his hands this 4th quarter, and he's not going to give it up.
26-yard run by Jarius Jackson. Mike Woods gets him out of bounds. It's 1st and goal, Notre Dame at the 8-yard line. The man from Tupelo, Mississippi, making a statement today. Elvis's hometown, and Jarius, his dad, roomed briefly with Walter Payton at Jackson State in his dad's collegiate days. From the 8, Fisher caught in the backfield, breaks the tackle, and they able to get a couple yards out of it.
Hey, Rocky Kalmus was the one whose tackle he broke. This guy Kalmus is unbelievable. They've got, you know, Bob Stoops has got some defensive players, not just offensive players. The Kalmus and Torrance Marshall, Holloman.
Woods at the corner, Mike Woods. Kalmus a sophomore, just 20 years of age. Rocky, just like Rocky Boyman, that's on his birth certificate. He says, that's no nickname. I'm a Rocky.
He's a natural.
Defensive.
He has been all day.
You know, we're only doing some quiet interrogation. Don't get upset with us.
He can work for the DMV with an attitude like that.
2nd and goal. Tony Driver in, some fresh legs, but he's pounded at the 5 by Torrance Marshall, number 10, and Kelmus got a piece of him as well. 3rd and goal.
Well, and a really critical down for Oklahoma. I mean, you know, Bob Stoops knows, hey, we've got to force the field goal to Tampa. We can't afford, with 1 timeout remaining and 3:40 left in the ball game, to let them get in the end zone and go up by 2. 2 scores.
Might just be that Jarius Jackson will elect to keep it himself. He has 107 yards rushing, most in the 2nd half, and that's a career high for him. 2 wide receivers right.
This could be a quarterback draw.
Yep. Quarterback draw. And it's caught from behind by Rodney Rideau. And talk about Rodney Mad Dog Rideau, as he likes to be called. I mean, he has to be around 15 tackles.
But now tough decision for Bob Davie. In reality, you know, does he have confidence in Mike Sanson? I guess Sanson's coming on. He missed a field goal earlier. They've had trouble with the snaps. It's not all just Sanson. They've had some rough and low snaps.
22-yard miss early in the game that figured to play a big part in this outcome.
Same angle. What, it wasn't the right hash from which he missed before?
And this one is 21 yards.
Starts with a snap, then the hold.
O'Leary, the tight end, is the snapper. James Caputo to hold. And delay a game. Well, in a way, gives you a little more room, not such a tight angle.
Better angle, yeah.
You know, you widen the acuteness of that
like
angle.
that. Yeah. Thank you, Euclid.
Timeout with 2:24 left in the 4th quarter. Notre Dame trying to go up 37-30. Notre Dame with 20 unanswered points here in the 2nd half. We're down 30-14 early in the 3rd quarter. And they look at a field goal attempt from the 11-yard line, 21 yards, to extend their lead to 7. Senior Jim Sanson missed from 22 in the 1st half. Good snap, good hold, and the kick hits the upright, no good. He's wide left early, and hits the right upright late.
Jim Sanson has struggled from short distance. He's missed 15 extra points in his career. 2 field goals today. That was a good snap. It was a good hold. He seemed to pull him left too, Dick.
21-yard miss after a 22-yard failure early. Kisses the upright.
Yeah, trying to adjust for the pull and kind of pushing it. Ante Jones, number 11, always putting pressure on the punters and kickers. You know, he's been all around punters and kickers today.
That was close. Bob Stoops had to like that result, and now Oklahoma with 2:21 left and 1 timeout from the 20-yard line. They need a touchdown to win. They're down by 4. Heupel trying to buy time. Then sidearms incomplete. And Brandon Daniels has done everything right. Drops that one at the 30-yard line.
That is great pass protection. That's not good pass protection. That is sensational pass protection by Oklahoma. He had a lot of time, which tells you good coverage. And that was a ball that should have been caught by Daniels. Matt O'Neill, the center, and Bubba Burcham, Dougal, Smith, Basinger.
4 drops today, receivers of Heupel. Notre, the only running back. 2 wide receivers to each side. Almost intercepted by Clifford Jefferson. He had his hands on it, wresting it away from Jarrell Jackson.
Clifford Jefferson told us yesterday, I can't wait for that first interception. You're going to see a running back wearing number 15 when I get my hands on it. This ball was in the air a little bit too long, Dick. Ball floated a little bit, gave Clifford Jefferson a lot of time to react.
And he'd take that one all the way back to Dallas, Texas, his hometown. 3rd and 10 for Heupel and the Sooners. Down the middle, incomplete to Jarrell Jackson, and he was drilled by Denman as the ball arrived. So it comes down to one play for the Sooners, 4th and 10, 2 minutes to go.
Well, when you run crossing routes, which Oklahoma features, your receivers are going to take some shots, and Anthony Denman was just waiting for him. Now again, in huddle, Heupel has got to be telling his receivers, 4th down, don't run any 6-yard routes.
They come out triple left with Daniels in the slot. Down the middle, Woolfolk, and he dropped the ball. He had it, but it was pulled away from him by Denman, and the Irish take over on downs at the Oklahoma 20.
Two drop balls, Dick, on that drive. One by Daniels, that one by Woolfolk. Great protection up front, plenty of time. There's those crossing routes you saw again. And that ball has to be caught. Has to be caught. He had the yardage. He was just over the 10-yard completion area. Would have been a first down.
Trying to calm his own emotions. He's as excited as anyone. All of a sudden he said, hey, everybody, cool it now. We got at the 20-yard line with 1:54 left. And remember, Oklahoma has just one timeout. It's Tony Driver kicking his way for 3. And today's Chevrolet players of the game, Brandon Daniels from the University of Oklahoma, Jarius Jackson, Notre Dame. In recognition of their efforts, Chevrolet makes a $1,000 contribution to each university's general scholarship fund. And beginning this year, Chevrolet also donates $1,000 to the high schools of the two athletes. Brandon Daniels at Ada, Oklahoma, Ada High School, and Tupelo High School, Jarius Jackson's high school in Mississippi.
Well, speaking about high schools, you're going over to your high school after this ball game for the Dick Enberg Golf Tournament and raise some money for some kids, scholarship fund.
Up north in Armada, Michigan tomorrow.
Yeah. Class of 33 in your graduating
They took a lot of nobodies and helped them to be somebody.
Yeah, that's great.
I'm happy to say thank you to what they have allowed. 2nd down and 7. Driver again, plowing low. Gets a yard. 3rd down, clock running down to 51-50.
Would you love to have those 2 timeouts you used early in the half?
There's their final timeout with 48 seconds. The only hope now for Oklahoma is stop Notre Dame, force them to try another field goal, and hope that they can come up with a miracle couple of passes to win it.
I'm not so sure they'd even attempt a field goal here. I think they might just go for it on 4th down, run the ball, and play defense.
Great time of the year, isn't it? Collegiate football mid-season, and of course the baseball playoff starting. And on Tuesday night here on NBC, the Yankees will be hosting either Texas or Cleveland, 8 o'clock Eastern time, 5 o'clock in the West. It all begins here on NBC. Boy, that kid there, Derek Jeter, shortstop of the Yankees. Is he a player? Just to watch him play is worth tuning in. Ball at the 16-yard line. And you heard earlier, Jarius Jackson said had a lot of time to think about the 1-3 start. What they like to do is beat this good Oklahoma team, then Arizona State, USC, Navy. If they could win 4 in a row, they'd go to Tennessee with a 5-3 record. Showing great respect for the defending national champions, the Vols.
Tell you, give Notre Dame some credit. When it was 30-14, I even said it was not their type of game. They're not haven't been a dynamic team, but they played with great defense, great special teams, and when they really needed, Jarius Jackson really stepped up and played sensational.
3rd down 6, and it's Driver, true to his name, driving hard, and he stays on his feet and may have gotten it inside the 10. If he did, that's a first down.
That is a great run when you needed it.
Clock running, no way to stop it for Oklahoma. And let's see where they spot the ball. Just shy of the 10. So it's 4th down.
That'll do it. Game's over there.
And they haven't marked the ball yet. So it'll run out on Oklahoma. Well, this is going to be an exciting year for the fans of the Oklahoma Sooners. You saw that offense, and on the road in a tough place to play, they gave Notre Dame all they wanted, but ran out of fuel in the 4th quarter, and the Irish able to rally from a 30 to 14 deficit with 20 unanswered points, led by that man Jarius Jackson. So the Irish now go to 2-3 and break their 3-game losing streak. Oklahoma goes home 3-1. They'll be in the Cotton Bowl next Saturday against the Texas Longhorns. Tune in tonight, 8 o'clock Eastern, 7 Central, Freaks and Geeks. For Pat Hayden and Paul Sunderland, this is Dick Enberg. So long from South Bend.